What's going on, guys? Today we've got a very interesting White House press briefing. We have Caroline Leavitt, who will be joined by President Donald Trump today. Last second, Donald Trump to make an appearance at the White House press briefing. This is very unusual. Usually it's just Caroline. Her special guest will be Trump. So for Caroline's market, I've got a bunch of no's. I just have no on like everything. I think she's gonna talk very little. Donald Trump's gonna do most of the talking. But Jake on KALSHI recently just put up very quickly, what will Trump say during the White House press briefing? Now this is the more interesting one, I think. Let's see, have they started yet? We will begin shortly, okay. So for the Caroline, I have just no's. No tariff, no Biden, no everything. Basically when I popped out here, I saw these are lower. I mean ice. No ice, I will take that. For this price. Come on. Someone buy that. 29 cents, I will take that. I don't think there's a high chance she says anything in this press conference. Is she out or what? This keeps making me think she's like out. I'll have that up just in case. The extreme is usually faster. But for what will Trump say, this is very interesting. This is a flash pan type of thing. I think China would be a lock. He's going to be talking about affordability, I think. He's going to go to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. So I might go affordable. Yes. Affordability. Hottest. I like hottest. I like 8 War too. For the fact we might get some Nobel questions. I ended 8 Wars. Something he says not scripted off the cut. I like national security. That's a Greenland question. That's something he instantly will get on a Greenland question. We can size this up until come out. I like 8 War. Place a bid for 8 War. I like national security. I like national security. I would like China. What the hell is this? What the hell is this fucking spread? This looks like the spread of a lady of the night. You give her a Lincoln. What the hell? 51 cents? I will take that. Biden. Nuke is kind of high. All the Iran questions Trump will get. Here's my Caroline. What we got on Caroline. It's not really adding up. I don't really get it. Why Biden's that high? Did you do Zoran Views market? No. Views? Oh, the View, no. Were you on the View? I like this no tariff at this price. What can I say? Maybe 100's crazy, but like. Maybe that's crazy. I gotta turn the volume down a little bit. Maybe that's crazy, just out of... The prices are I don't think Caroline's gonna get to talk at all. Like, at all. It's Donald Trump. She's gonna get like a couple minutes on the intro, if that. It's gonna be the same thing when JD took over. JD got 99% of the speaking time, and Caroline didn't. Literally just like introduced him, that's it. That's what I think. I mean, people don't think that. Man, I was buying all this stuff when I was in the 40s. People thinking she's gonna be talking. If Caroline takes this press conference, it'll be a tragedy for me, but just gonna know like everything, man. Give me no Davos. I'll take that no Davos if I can get it. Alright, what will Trump say? I would like national security, but it's gonna be... I don't know if I can get that cheaper at a point. 8 war, it's gone up a little bit. 65, I think I'd like it at... With respect to Iran, 80 cents. Iran could be decent. They were spamming those Iran questions last press conference. S tier was like, if I remember, what was the S tier questions? I would like China though. China. Or leading China. I have a little stock market too. I mean, it's gone up to wherever I had it before. You would think no Supreme Court on like Caro, man. Like you would just think that. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna talk. I really don't think she's gonna get to talk. Like, bro, you think a Supreme Court question would be handled by Caroline when Trump is there? Trump is right there. He's gonna say what he wants to say. I don't know. It's gonna go bad for me, isn't it? It's gonna go horrid for me. Spot some more, no Davos. I don't know, she likes saying border. I might stay away from that. Ice? No. Don't know if I should take her that. All right, for Trump, we got national security. We've got China, yes. I would like that. China, yes. National security. They're both tied to Greenland. National security is Greenland. China's also tied to Greenland, but he also says leading in China. We're leading China in everything. AI, job market, economy. You know. As a regular American citizen, you can tell our life is way better than an average Chinese citizen, according to Donald Trump, so. But we're going... China just get hit in multiple ways, man. I think if he talks about economics, it's just China right then and there. It can hit in national security sense, too, for Greenland. It can hit in tariffs. We're getting screwed by China. Like... He said it last night, too, coming out of AF1. China. Someone agrees with me on my China. Big yes bid up there. I would think hottest and affordability. These two are gonna probably hit. Hottest, affordability. $30 shares. Home housing is interesting for Trump. When does Trump ever say home housing? Only housing, right? I'm not sure if he ever hits home as like a Indian type of flower language, if that makes sense, but oh, I don't know. Credit? I like national security. For the dawn. For the dawn. I like China here. For Trump, I like China, yes. Any no's? Let me think of a no. We're in a golden age, Golden Dome. Is he like set to talk about the Golden Dome in like Davos or something? Canada's invited to the Golden Dome plan for Greenland. Oh. Golden Dome could come up. So, not something he usually says, but it could be on this, like, strict, Do we have a stream that has a picture? What's going on? Let's see. White House press briefing. There we go. Live Fox. Live Fox, no TVs. I will say, usually there's TVs on the back. It's kind of interesting. Usually there's TVs on the back. Trump to attend, says Fox News. Trump to attend. We're challenging the NATO alliance to be good for the stock market. What kind of poll is that? Lib poll. Fox News is too lib for me. Let's see. China, yes, got pushed up. pushed up. Yeah, I'll join y'all's. I'll join y'all's at the top. Biden. Sleepy Joe. You know it's Sleepy Joe's. Let's see, our Caroline is tanking. Someone really thinks she's gonna say border? It's just gonna be, okay, we're gonna see if Caroline's the one that comes out and says a lot of stuff. We're gonna ride a bunch of these no's. Now that the stacks are on yes, though, it's a little scary. Like, yes, border at 76 cents. It's a little crazy, a little bit. That stack. I don't see like a stack like that anywhere else, but now it's gone. I would like China, yes. Someone's really stacked that. Goddamn. I will go up. We'll go up on China. I would like this too. I think national security comes up. Are we done? No. I think it's kind of, it'll be focused sort of on Greenland, if that makes sense. Since he's at the World Economic Forum, he's traveling to Switzerland, he's going to the NATO allegiance, sort of. I think it'll be Greenland focused. Economy and Greenland focused, so we've got China, yes, national security, yes. Hottest? Is this a hottest room? This might be a hottest room. This might be a hottest room because there's a lot of reporters in the stands that he might have to convince. If that makes sense. He usually uses hottest when he's like being combative with reporters. Reporters don't believe that America is doing too great, and he goes, no. You should hear what the Saudi prince said. So maybe hottest comes up here in this type of scenario. Let's see. Snipe these yeses. I'm thinking Caroline's just too overpriced. Unless I'm missing something, I don't think she's gonna talk about Greenland, like, don't think she's gonna get the chance. Davos is crazy. First thing Davos? Is that high? I don't know. She could have done opening remarks, though, is the thing, I guess. Just don't think Greenland should be that high. I'll get no border at this point. This. I'll join ya. 26 cents. National security went up with China. How late will they be? Are they rugging again? Is Caroline pulling another rug? Need my precious Donald Trump to come out and tell Caroline, you are not allowed to talk. That'd be great for me. Oh. Got some movement or something? I would like this, like, no border, but... Let's see. No border for Caroline, and then for Trump. Nuke kind of took off. Nuclear went a little nuclear. I would think no on this, but it might be a specific economic forum promise or something. So I'm gonna stay away from the Golden Dome one. Like, usually doesn't say this stuff, but he is going to Davos. So there might be a plan there to talk about the Golden Dome or something on Greenland. No Greenland for Trump? Quite the lotto. I think Trump is not going to talk for 5 minutes. I saw that in the Discord. Trump is going to yap. Trump is not the type of guy to come to one of these and then talk for 5 minutes. Be like, what's up, guys? I just came here to stop by, say what's up. He's got stuff to say. He always does. He's always got something he's got to say. China, yes. I like China, yes. Biden is obviously where it is for a reason, but I like China. I just want to sweat out this China bet. I'll be honest. I think it'll be fun for Trump. China. Not only can it just come up in multiple contexts, but the way Trump says it is a total win. China. China. So. I would like affordable at this price, maybe. If he's gonna be talking about the economic forum. People really think Karo's gonna be the one talking, bro. Come on. Come on, guys. I need Karo not to talk. The worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is if Caroline Leavitt gets to talk. I'm cooked. I'm completely done for. Caroline, please don't talk. Please don't talk. Do not say a word. You are not allowed. Donald Trump is going to be here, which means you're not allowed to talk when Donald Trump is talking. 28 cents for no border is a bit appetizing, I will say. Is Kristi Noem there? Like, bro, why is border so high out of all of them? It's not even like, she's gonna say, what a great job we did on the border. None of you guys talk about it. Here to talk about it is Trump. I don't know. I don't think so. Illegal alien, no? What, people are gonna think she's gonna get a intro? We've let 0 illegal aliens through the border. How late are these jids? Come on, come on, come on. I would like this no illegal alien. I'm just going all in on no Carolines. Who is this?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, that's it? That's all we got? Okay. Cool. Like, you're not Trump. What's up, Venom Strike? That wasn't Donald Trump. I've got this no illegal alien. I placed a bid on Caro. Let's see, what else? I would like yes affordable for Trump. I don't know at this price though. 58, a little high. Hottest at 70% is a little high too. You might even fade that if it gets that high. Gonna cancel that bid. China, yes. We're gonna ride with whatever we have. It's now gotten too expensive for my liking. 85%. It's a little too high, but I think China's a lock. National security is a good play. I wouldn't say a lock, but any Greenland question, he's gonna hit it, I believe. He's gonna hit China national security in one question, one sentence. I'm calling it now. One sentence, he's gonna say, we need Greenland for our national security to protect ourselves from China, from Russia. Before China and Russia get it. No, Russia is a bit of a generational loss, but how am I? I'm doing good, Venom. How are you? You play any game? I play Kalshi, brother. Look, once you stop looking at these as dollar amounts and instead as shares, it becomes a video game. It's not real money. It's like points. That is the mindset you need to get out of to become a profitable trader. Is if you look at it as like dollars, you start to psych yourself out. But as long as they're shares, you can just size up. It's all about size. I've played Forza before. You love Forza? It's fun. I prefer the real life thing, like F1. Bro, it's this motherfucker again. This guy's gonna come out again. Like, bro, you are not him. Yeah, get your ass out of here. You are not Trump. You are not Caroline. We do not care. Some of this stuff is so low. too low. I'm like, to take no border. I just don't want to do it. National security. At 79. My goddamn music I thought like a president was coming out because of my music. Let's see. I maybe put some on security, national security. An 8 war. 8 war is a little expensive though. I might even take the no side at this point. What's the no? 31 cent? So certain words, like once it becomes past the fair value, you're just kind of forced to take the no. Like what's the actual true fair value of 8 war? Depends on a Greenland question, depends on a Nobel question, depends on a peacemaking question, the Board of Peace? Maybe 60% fair value of 8 war. I think Board of Peace is pretty high. High on the list of things to ask about. Not even gonna lie, so. Don't think they've really got to talk about the Board of Peace too much. So. Keep on singing.
Just use your imagination, nation.
This is the second time we've ever played in front of people, man. We're scared shitless.
The ultimate aim is to produce sound which is completely acceptable to the listener. Records that give you pleasure.
Ba-ba-ba-da. Get you. I'm taking that no border. Fuck it. Fuck it. I took that no border. I'm riding hard on no Caroline. Also, tariffs can apply to national security. I didn't even think of that, but he does answer national security sometimes when justifying tariffs. Tariffs are a form of national security. Bop, 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 bop. We are in the hottest country in the world. Hottest is a little. That's always a fun one. It's very contextual though. He said it yesterday though. Like literally when asked live now Fox is replying to people. Reggie Cush? At Reggie Cush, very high. Y'all see this? Like, is Fox News dropping alpha in their chat? At Reggie Cush. What did Reggie Cush say? Can I control F that? Oh, Reggie Cush said, what are the Vegas odds on Trump being late? And then Fox News said, very high. Oh my god, alpha spill. Trump is gonna be late! Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye. Yeah, no shit, Trump's late. Are you fucking serious? It's already been 38 minutes. We know he's late. Yeah, Venom, you can link it. I'll look at it. I'll look at it after this, Trump, though. Wow. Market may disagree with me. It's okay, though. We're holding. Man, China's so high. China's so high now. That's crazy. It's as high as Biden, if not more. People know he loves China, man. China. China. Credit? Is he really gonna talk about the credit card companies? In this type of scenario, what else would he get credit for? I don't get credit for ending 8 wars. No one gives me credit for ending 8 wars, fixing housing, making the most affordable, hottest country. We're in a golden age where no one can send nuclear weapons because of the Democrats. Is that what he's gonna say? Hottest. Wow, someone has a bid wall for yes, hottest? It's like it's, it is pretty, is high conviction. 800 shares at 68 cents. That is a wall. It is kind of a wall on hottest. We blew up their nuclear bomb? So we've... Nuclear weapons, Iran, nuclear deal. Nuclear can come up in quite a bunch of ways. Nuclear power plants. I don't want to take the no. I was thinking about it, but I pussied out of it. Now, Democrat that high is a little interesting. No one's even buying yes. That's interesting. The yes is at 72 cents. Someone just, like, fluffed this up. This is like FUD. Increasing, like, the price by 1 share every time. That is FUD. I can just, like, blink it, buy that. Get rid of it all. Let's look at Caroline's. Caroline, you divine. Shorty make me pull the pipe like a pro. No Border is the most interesting one. 29 cents is a little... I don't know. I don't think she's gonna get to talk that much. Is that a crazy thought to have? Like, credit? Is Caroline really gonna talk about the credit cards? She could say Trump doesn't get enough credit. Oh, that's immediate or cancel. I'm trying to put bids on no housing for Caro, no housing home. No housing? Terrorist is quite up. I would do no terrorist. I mean, maybe this bid wall was like because they think they're gonna go up on the border? She's gonna go off on the border and say terrorists were let in by the Biden administration? I would fade it. Man, I just ruined my place in line by doing that. So dumb. Alright. There I should be. I'm not even first in line there. What the hell? Hold on. 64. There we go. I would like this no Supreme Court too. Like, what? What? I don't think Karo's gonna get to talk. Too much is my main play. Maduro? Like, come on. She didn't even say it last time. She didn't even say Maduro last time when they asked her directly about him, so. Alright, let's look at Trump's. How much volume? Kara has way more volume. It's because this Trump one just got put up. Trump giving us time to accumulate. I do fuck with him for that one. I might go no credit here on Trump. I don't know. So it can hit the credit card, but this might be like a type of, because it's the 1 year anniversary too of Trump, it might be like a kind of an accomplishment glaze session, if that makes sense. It's just gonna be complete glazing. Which might mean he's not gonna be talking about stuff he's gonna do in the future. He's gonna talk about stuff he's already done. Which would mean, like, not to talk about the credit card stuff, because that's something that hasn't happened yet. He hasn't capped credit cards yet. That's something he's willing to do. But, someone logged it. There you go. As long as he says, he doesn't say like, I didn't get the credit. No one gives me the credit I deserve. But Live Now Fox at any moment. Yeah, if it's talking about accomplishments, technically the credit card thing hasn't been done yet. So I'm just gonna hope for that. That's gonna be my thesis there. It's something he hasn't accomplished yet. He's gonna be talking about accomplishments he's already done. I'm gonna go no there. Are we getting Karo? Come on, Karo. Alright, we're on no credit for Trump. I do like 8 War Yes. But it's kind of expensive now. It's quite the expense, so. Come on, Karo. Alright, I'm gonna minimize this. Here we are.
Wow, that's a big crowd. That's a lot of people. I
Oh,
think
Trump just straight up speaking?
first anniversary,
Yes!
January 20th, and it's been an amazing period of time. We have a book that I'm not going to read to you, but these are the accomplishments of what we've produced. All page after page after page, individual things. I could stand here and read it for a week and we wouldn't be finished. But we've done more than any other administration has done by far in terms of military, in terms of ending wars, in terms of completing wars. Nobody's
Close.
really seen very much like it. I think it's appropriate that because Minnesota is so much in the fray, and I say to my people all the time, and they're so busy doing other things.
Oh my god, my KALSHI's crashing.
like
Let me
we should.
cancel.
They're apprehending murderers and drug dealers and a lot of bad people. And these are just some of the more recent ones that we have. And I can show you some of
How is this gonna look? This is so strange.
people. Vicious.
Trump is showing up
many of them
pictures.
murderers.
Oh my
These are all
gosh.
out of Minnesota, just Minnesota. I say, why don't you talk about that more? Because people don't know. Do you want to live with these people? International murder.
What the hell is going on, bro? What is this?
These are people that are living, they're apprehended and either put in jails in their country from where they came, and the countries respect us, and so they actually put them there. In the old days, they didn't respect our country. Biden wouldn't do this because he let them all in. You know, if you didn't have open border policies of Biden, none of this, all of the things that all of the time that we spend talking about Minnesota and everything else, most of them are coming from out of the country. And it's been caused by a previous administration. Look at this.
Previous administration.
Boy, these are rough characters.
Wow, this is like border
These are all
focused.
criminal, illegal aliens that,
Illegal
in
aliens.
many cases, they're
for
murderers,
Trump.
they're drug lords, drug dealers.
Lords.
They're the mentally insane. There's some of them who are brutal killers, they're mentally insane. They're killers, but they're insane. These are just in Minnesota, California. It's worse. In other states, it's worse. Now, Minnesota, the crime is incredible. The financial crimes are incredible. And the problem is because of the agitators and insurrectionists, whatever you want, troublemakers, but they're paid agitators and insurrectionists.
Is he a Democrat?
Nobody talks about the fact that $19 billion at a minimum is missing in Minnesota, given to a large degree by Somalians.
Somalians.
They've taken it. Somalians, can you imagine? And they don't do it. A lot of very low IQ people, they don't do it.
Low IQ.
Other people work it out.
Is that Trump
And they
Weekly?
get them money, and they go out and buy Mercedes-Benzes, and they come from here, they have no money. They never had
IQ
money.
bonded.
They never had a life. They never had a government. They never had a country. Because there's basically no country.
Look at this.
Somalia is not even a country. They don't have anything that resembles a country. And if it is a country, it's considered just about the worst in the world. They come here and they become rich and they don't have a job. I was told that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million. She never had a job.
Ilhan Omar.
She's a crooked congressman. So here is another one. And I have, oh, by the way, we just took out, these are all what ICE is doing.
ICE.
And it's a dangerous job. These are rough people. Weapons. This one here is very bad. I'm going through this because I think we have plenty of time. I'm going to beautiful place in Switzerland where we'll be, I'm sure I'm very happily awaited for.
Okay.
In Switzerland, they don't know about this. They don't have this problem. They have other problems, but they
Oh
don't
my
have
gosh,
this problem.
Trump, bro, what are you talking about?
Killed somebody. And these are rough people. These are not, this was all allowed into our country through open borders. These dumbest policies, you know, men and women's sports is dumb.
Wow, he's getting
But
into
to me,
men and
having an
women's
open
sport?
border for the world to come in, drug dealers and prisoners.
he's bumping on the
Venezuela, as an
border.
example, opened their prisons
I low-key
into
need
the
him to take
United
questions.
States. That's why
I don't know
one of the
if he's
reasons
going
I
to.
felt so strongly against
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Now I'm loving Venezuela. They've been working with us so well. It's been so nice.
Well, that's good for
And,
Delcy.
an unbelievably nice woman also did a very incredible thing, as you know, a few
Nobel?
days ago. We're talking to her, and maybe we can get her involved in some way. I'd love to be able to do that.
Get her involved.
Maria, maybe we can do that. But we're dealing with the people and the president and all of the people in Venezuela, and we've been doing great. The oil companies are getting ready to make massive investments there. They have more oil
Okay.
than even Saudi Arabia. There you go.
Ooh, hottest? Saudi Arabia?
These are real.
Wow.
These are rough. This is all
You got
Minnesota,
distracted
every
again
one
by the
of them.
pictures.
This is one state out of many. And these people are, let's see, yeah, these are all, so far, people that came from outside of the country. They were allowed in by Sleepy Joe Biden, Crooked Joe
Sleepy
Biden,
Joe.
whichever you like. You can call him whatever you like. They're both right. He's sleepy and he's crooked. He was the worst
They're
president
sleepy.
we've ever had. And we've had some bad ones, too. I can tell you, all you have to do is look at trade.
Good trade?
You're not getting bored with this, right? I hope you don't.
Get on to
But
trade,
these
Trump.
are people that
What about
you have
trade?
to see. Strong arm rape, aggravated assault with a weapon.
I gotta check my Caro. I don't know
Many
if this is
other
going to. I don't know.
crimes.
It's a little scary. Maybe you should sell out my border. Is she gonna get to talk about it?
Gang member, known as one of the toughest people around. These are tough people. So this is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions from where they came. That's all they want to do. They're patriots,
Mental
and they have to be
institution. Look at that.
abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible. I have such respect for that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church was horrible yesterday. Look at it here. 24 convictions.
Keeps going on.
24 times convicted. They're not charges. These are convictions. So he comes from outside the country. Do you think he's going to be good here? He's convicted 24 times. He's going to be good here, right? It doesn't work that way. It's a man murder. It's one
Murder.
of many. One of many. All they want to do is get him out. They want to take him out of our country. And we're met with paid agitators and
Paid
insurrectionists,
agitators, dude.
troublemakers. They're paid.
Insane.
You know, when the woman was shot, and I felt terribly about that.
Renee Good?
And I understand both sides of it. But when she was shot, there was another woman that was screaming shame. Shame, shame, shame.
He's
right?
gonna go on the
So-
paid
so loud.
agitator thing, man.
Like a professional opera singer. She was so loud and so professional.
Did he say credit?
She
Why is
wasn't
that
a woman that was hurt, like, oh, my heart's injured. She was a professional. She's shame, shame. She's screaming, shame, shame. I said, that's not a normal person. That's a professional. These are professional agitators and professional people that want to see our
Ridiculous.
country do badly.
silly?
But that's not happening because we have the hottest country anywhere in
Hottest.
the world, despite
Wow.
this stuff. Look at this.
There he goes. He hits hottest when talking about Renee Good's
All
death.
top of
That's
the line.
crazy.
Criminals.
Insane.
They're not going to
Insane.
be good. They're not going to be well behaved here.
That's literally insane.
I could do thousands. We had over 3,000 in the last fairly short while. Just in Minnesota. What's the number, Carol?
10,000.
10,000.
10,000 criminals arrested in Minnesota alone.
10,000
She
criminals.
said
And
10,000
these are serious
criminals. Oh my gosh.
criminals. Now, how can a place with 10,000 criminals, how can you have a state? And yet they're fighting us. Yeah, I like that guy. Keeps nodding to me. You agree with me, I guess. I like him. I don't know who he is, but I like him. He keeps nodding. He says, you're right. He's obviously a little on the right side, maybe. Look. These are rough ones.
I wonder if I can get one where it shows the people asking questions.
So we just took this off a stack. We have many stacks like this. Like, he's nodding. He says, "You're right." I could go 30 times what I'm showing you now. Relations with Hezbollah. That's nice. Why do we allow them in our country?
Hezbollah? Man, say he's losing 3-0. Look at that.
I'm just looking at these charges. It's just pretty incredible. Many murderers, many murderers. People that murdered. So what ICE does, and Border Patrol is incredible, too. I mean, Paul Perez and that group is
There's
incredible.
Border again. Border Patrol.
Mostly Hispanic, by the way. They're like 60% Hispanic. You know, they talk about Hispanic. They're mostly Hispanic, right?
I'm worried about my
They're
Carolines
unbelievable
now.
people. And then they say, oh, we
think she might come
discriminate
back
against.
up.
I love Hispanic. They are unbelievable. Entrepreneurial. They have everything. I did great. I did the highest. Nobody ever got numbers like I got from the standpoint of being a Republican. But even if you look at Texas, I won the entire border along Texas, between Texas and Mexico. It never happened before. Nobody's ever done that before. I did it. As a Republican, I did it. I love the Hispanic. And they accuse us of all sorts of things. 60% of the people we're talking about, they're the best people we have, and they're Hispanic. The Border Patrol is largely Hispanic. ICE is largely Hispanic. They're unbelievable people. I don't know how they
Keep
can take
showing
the
the
abuse.
pictures, man.
They're taking rough people like this, like all of them. We have 10,000 at least. I could have done 10,000 of them. You're lucky I only did like 100. And this isn't even the worst of the group.
wrapping
They
up.
have murderers. They have some people we can't use their picture for legal reasons, but they're up for murder in their own country. And we jeopardize their case. When we send them back and we coordinate with other countries. A tremendous amount of work. All allowed in here by an open border policy of the worst president in the history of our country. A man that didn't win the election.
I saw a
by the
little
way.
China, yes.
It's a rigged election. Everybody knows that now.
Rigged.
And by the way, numbers are coming out that show it even more plainly. We caught them. So I just want you to know that it's a terrible thing. Here's the book on accomplishments.
More accomplishments?
And this is something. Ooh, I'm glad my finger wasn't in that sucker. That could have done some damage, but you know what? I wouldn't have shown the pain. I would
What's
have
on
gone
this
back.
page?
What, did you hear that?
What's on this
that was
page? I'm about
nasty.
to buy like 8 more, yes.
But I would not have shown the pain. I would have acted like nothing happened as my finger fell off.
Oh my gosh.
That was
Trump.
a nasty. I think somebody did that. I think it was him. It was my
Biden.
man. How were you? You didn't do it. I know you did. I know you didn't.
It was
So,
a paid agitating.
But here is
clipboard.
here's the book.
White
These
House
are all
accomplishments. Oh,
things
shoot,
we have. I'm
housing?
going to read a few of the samples, but look at this. These are all, each line is something that we did. Nobody did that before.
What the
And
hell?
It's big stuff, too.
Yeah, that's a
Look,
lot
we
of
have the hottest
words.
country in the world.
Oh my god, he didn't even read it. He threw it away.
So, I will read you a few. We ended Biden's stagflation. We were in
Oh my gosh.
stagflation. That's a disaster. That's far worse than inflation.
Oh,
As
I
you know, he
maybe
had the
sold out
biggest
my China
inflation
yes
in
too
the history of
soon.
our country. They say 48 years. Pick your choice. But they had the biggest inflation in the history
I
of our
would
country.
think nuclear.
We have it right down to a normal number now. We're going to get it even a little bit lower. Created super high. What we've done with growth is incredible. We created super high economic growth, and America is booming. It's booming. There are thousands of businesses right now that are being built. Many of the biggest factories in the world are being built right in our country. They're not going to other countries. They're leaving other countries.
Oh no. Which ones?
Fourth quarter GDP is on track to pass
Wow, he dodged
perhaps
China
much
there.
more
Huh?
than 5% growth, and that's despite the fact that we had a Democrat shutdown. They shut down our country, and we had 5%. Nobody's in this room has ever heard about 5%. I think it could be 20% if we do it right. If we
Okay.
every time we have good numbers, they raise interest rates. You shouldn't do it. In the old days, if you had good numbers, they'd lower interest rates, or they wouldn't do anything. Here, they try and kill it. They always try and kill success. Over the last 20, 25 years, that's the way. In
China's
the old
all the way
days,
up. Come
if
on.
you had good numbers, the market would go through the roof. Today, if you have good numbers, the market goes down. But by the way, we've had the best stock market in history, the best 401ks in history.
There's Trump saying stock
And
market.
we inherited a mess. The numbers that we inherited were way up, and now we brought them, almost all of them, way down. We brought them way down. I mean, I'm not getting, maybe I have the bad public relations people, but we're not getting it across. We inherited high numbers, and we brought them way down. And look at gasoline. They have places in the country now, $1.99 a gallon. $1.99, $2.30, $2.50. I guess the average now they're saying is $2.31. I mean, he was at $4.50 and $5
$2.31,
for
yes,
periods
is
of
the
time.
average.
And he went back to
Where's
the
that?
Trump formula, but he didn't do it properly, and he really went back to parts of it because you would have had $8 gasoline if they didn't. But he didn't do it properly. He had people that didn't know what they were doing. Core inflation for the last 3 months is 1.6%. 1.6. Their core inflation was so high that nobody could even calculate it. Under Biden, real incomes declined $3,000. Think of that,
No one could even
$3,000.
figure out the
That's a
number.
year.
It was so high.
In 12 months, Trump real incomes went up by $2,000 and $3,000 and even in some cases $5,000. It's a tremendous difference. Stock market has set 52 all-time record highs during the course of the 11 months, because this was done on 11 months.
I don't think he says
Now
golden age
Now
here.
we are actually officially 12 months as of today. 52 all-time record highs. That means 401ks did great. I have people see me all the time, policemen that guard us really well, and got to know them a little bit. And they said, "Sir, you're making me look so good. My 401k is through the roof. My wife thinks I'm the greatest genius, that I'm a financial genius, like Warren Buffett." He told me that. He said, I think they have better returns than Warren Buffett right now. But he said, all my life, my wife has been criticizing me for not being smart financially. Now, all of a sudden, she loves me more. But we added $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts, saving
I bought the no golden
saving
age.
many
Don't think
people. I mean, they were going
he's
out
gonna
of
go on it.
business. Think of it. We added $9 trillion of value to retirement accounts, savings accounts, and 401ks. That's during the course of 12 months. And I think it's probably 11 months because I don't think they have it for the 12. They have it for the 11.
All
Added
right.
$9
You China?
trillion of value. Lifted more than
Why did
1.2
China
million
spike?
Americans off food stamps in 1 year. They would have had another 1.2 million.
Oh my gosh.
We
did
would have
someone borrow it
had,
by accident?
welfare would have gone up. And instead of investing $18 trillion in our country, now it's probably more than that, but $18 trillion
Why
and
did
having
Golden Age
thousands
go
of
up?
plants
Oh
being
my
built
gosh.
all over the country, you would have had thousands of plants closing all over the country, and you would have had disinvestment, and you would have had welfare going
Just
way
after
up.
I bought it too.
You know, if you look at SNAP, take a look at SNAP. What
SNAP
happened
benefits?
with that? Was it $7 billion and
I kind of was sell out my
came out to
Caroline
over
for just the
$51
win, but
billion. Nobody has ever seen anything like it. The past administration, they had no clue, or they were really bad, but they basically had no clue. But they did have a concept. I mean, they're still trying to sell the idea of men playing in women's sports. You saw
I
that
sold
in
out the
Supreme
border
Court.
a little bit.
I mean, some of those justices were fighting for him, too. They were fighting for him. But you saw that just the other day in the Supreme Court. Men playing in women's
Supreme
sport. Doesn't
Court.
work.
Trump hits it.
Secured a record-breaking $18 trillion in commitments for new investments. Apple, NVIDIA, SoftBank, Oracle, TSMC, Johnson & Johnson, Eli Lilly and Company, Micron, AstraZeneca, General Motors, Hyundai, Ford, Honda, GE Aerospace, many, many others. I left a Ford plant a week ago in Michigan that they were going to close 2 years ago, and now they just announced that they're going 24 hours around the clock.
Should I get this
making
no?
cars.
Why is China
Tariffs
so
there.
high? Come on.
I don't know what the Supreme Court's going to do.
Has he said it?
I think to me it reads so plainly.
That's
It couldn't
crazy.
be plainer.
It's that high.
You're allowed to do a license. Tariff is probably less severe than what a license could be. But think of it. You're allowed to do a license, and then they have a clause at the end, something to the effect, or what is necessary, something to that effect. And what is
I'm going
necessary?
no
was
Greenland.
I don't know.
A little hedge
where
against
there's a
my
case
national
even there, but
security.
We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars, and if we lose that case, it's possible we're going to have to do the best we can in paying it back. I don't know how that's going to be done very easily without hurting a lot of people. But we're waiting for that case anxiously, and we have tremendous national security because
Yes!
of tariffs and tremendous income. You know, we have, and by the way,
Thank
no
you,
inflation.
tariffs.
So everyone said, "Oh, tariffs will cause inflation." We have no inflation. We have very little inflation.
Thank you, tariffs.
Biden
National
had
security.
inflation, and he didn't do tariffs. We had a huge problem. We have a 62% reduction in our trade deficit.
Oh,
So if
China.
you had a 1% reduction, a normal president would have a 1%, 2% reduction. Everybody would be high-fiving. Had a 62% reduction. Next year we won't have a trade deficit. We secured most favored nations agreements to
Oh,
slash
wow.
drug
You
prices.
skipped
by
the
as mu-
China
and
right
to me,
there.
I think this might be the biggest thing of all. We get zero talk about it. The New York Times had a story way in the back of the paper, a little story about it. I think it's the biggest
is
thing
Caroline
when
gonna
you
get to
talk about
talk?
healthcare.
Oh my
Drug
god.
prices will go down more than ever before for any country, because we were priced at such a level that we were subsidizing the entire world, big place of the world. We were paying 10, 12, 13 times more than other countries. 13 times more, not 13%, 13 times more. A pill that was selling in London for $10 would sell in New York for $130. It's 13 times. More than that even. But we secured most favored nations agreements to slash drug prices by as much as 300, 400, 500, and even 600%,
Had to sell out a
including
little
with
bit.
Pfizer,
It's smart.
AstraZeneca, Eli Lilly, Nova Nordisk, Gilead Sciences,
I saw a little of
EMD,
my China yes.
Serenio, and many others. If you look at some of the prices that are coming down, where a price would come down $1,300
Dude,
coming
is
down to
Caroline not gonna get
$87.
to talk? That'd be perfect.
Think of it. So something that was costing $1,300 is now costing $87. And the fake news doesn't want to write about it.
Fake
That's why I do this.
news.
I don't like to do this, to be honest with you.
The fake news.
But I do it because got to get the word out. We signed one big, beautiful bill. I call it the Great Big Beautiful Bill, delivering the largest tax cuts in history. No tax on tips, no tax on
overtime.
Social Security, no tax on overtime. We made interest on car loans tax deductible for U.S.-built automobiles only. So if
We
you
have
build
not to say credit
if you buy
here.
an automobile built in the United States, we're not
It's a
doing it
little
for
sweat.
Germany and Canada and
Oh.
different places. We're doing it only
Dang,
if it's
he's
built
dodging
here. We
China.
want them to be built here. A lot of the Canadian auto plants are closing and they're moving into the United States. Same thing with Mexico, same thing with Germany, and same thing with Japan and other countries. They're moving into the
Oh
United
my
States
god,
because of
he
tariffs.
literally said
they
every
don't wanna pay the
country
tariffs.
but China.
It's too much.
You
They can't pay the
serious?
tariffs. So they're coming here. Nothing different than what
Has
other
he
smart
forgotten?
countries did. But it works better for
Bro,
us.
what?
Under my leadership, it's not done properly, but
Ridiculous,
it's done
bro.
properly. We have, again, more plants being built than at any time in the history of our country. Passed the largest spending cuts in American history, and that was true in my first. You know, we had a tremendous first term also. We rebuilt our military. We had one of the best. We had the best economy in the history of our country, but we're blowing it away now. When this stuff starts opening up, you're not going to see anything like it probably ever again.
Okay.
We slashed the federal budget deficit by 27% in a single year. Think of that, 27. You know, you could do it 2%, 1%, 0.5%, 27%. And that's with all of the things we have to do, all of the people we have to put on the payroll to get rid of people that are murderers. Again, when you see people in
It's back on the
Minnesota that
border.
are murderers. These people are fighting to keep them there. And I say to Christie and to Tom Homan, the great people, they're working so hard. Look at the border. The border is now secure. First time, Biden said you couldn't do it. You need legislation. I had no legislation. I said close the border. Within 1 month, we had almost nobody coming in. Now for the last 8 months, nobody came into our country illegally. And I find that hard to believe because you'd think somebody, because it used to be millions of people just poured into our country. And the people that do that are Democrat, sort of aligned. So, I mean, they're not doing me any favors.
Sort of
we had
aligned.
nobody come in. We have a very strong border. We have very few people coming up. They're not going to make the trek because they know they probably won't be coming in. So it's not as hard as you think. But I didn't have to go back. Remember, they said, we need legislation to close the border. They had millions of people coming in a month. We have nobody coming in, and we're getting the murderers out. Murderers, people from prisons and jails. Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the
Your little
United States. Those are the
mental
people we're getting out.
institutions.
And we have a lot of heart. And I said, you gotta lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people, and they're working now on farms, and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels and all.
It's like most of the people.
And we're not looking. We're looking to get the criminals out right now.
Doesn't matter who you look for.
And
If you go to Home Depot,
I think it's very.
Are you
important.
looking for
I mean,
murderers?
Every once in a while, you see a store. We take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers, the drug dealers, the mentally insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers.
he's,
you
lit-
can't
he's
even
back
talk to
on
them.
it, man.
It'd be
Back
nice if you
on
could have
the
a little
border.
reason, but you can't even reason. These are seriously ill people. You have a couple of countries where they were loaded up. Their mental institutions and insane asylums were loaded to the gills. They couldn't get. They're empty now,
Caroline's looking all right.
but they're filling up because we're bringing them all back. We know where they came from, and every country accepts them. You know, under Biden, they wouldn't take. They had so little respect
Biden.
that they'd bring them there, and they wouldn't take them. They said, "Get the hell out of here." They would be bringing a plane in to land in a country, and they'd put 5 planes on the runway so you couldn't land the plane. So they'd come back with the people that they were bringing back. They don't do that with me. They do that with me. They have problems. They don't do it. They accept them back. They're not happy about it, but they accept them back. Cut a record number of regulations. I promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. Instead, we
True.
cut 129 old regulations for each one added. Think of that.
As long as he
I
doesn't
want to do 10.
about the credit.
In my first 4 years, I did. When we put on a new regulation, you had to cut 8. This year, I
Not
said
10?
you have to cut 10.
Ah. Wow, you're
Instead,
doing it
we
way
cut
better this time, Trump.
129. So every time, so far, can't remain like that, I don't imagine. I hope I can. Because we have so much wasted regulation. Stupid regulations.
Fraud would have been good, man. Come on.
Regulations where they go by California, which is a disaster state.
California.
With a governor that truly
Newscomb?
is doing a bad job. He's killing that state. If he ever ran the country, this country would be Venezuela
On steroids?
very quickly. Using tariffs slash the U.S. trade deficit by an incredible 77%.
Is he going to say
Trade
China
deficit
now?
is down. And that
Huh.
doesn't include the last month where we had our best month. We slashed the trade deficit by an incredible 77% in 1 year with no inflation, something that everyone said could not be done. So we had essentially no inflation. In
Essentially.
fact, the last month we had
Essentially.
almost no inflation.
It's like no inflation, basically.
But we slashed the trade deficit by 77%. If you slash it by 1%, that was good.
You flip
Again,
the
we
page.
did that with tariffs and intelligence. We did that with November 5th, great election. We secured historic trade deals to reduce barriers on U.S. exports with countries covering 40%
With countries.
of all U.S. trade. Think of that.
What a
American
dodge.
exports are up by more than $150 billion this year. People said, oh, we're not in exporting. All we do is buy. If you keep buying, you're not going to have a country for very long.
Okay.
So we increased exports by more than $150 billion.
I'm waiting for him to like get off this so I can get China.
Investment in American factories is up 41%. That's a record. Nobody goes 41% up. You go 2% up, 1% up. You go down by 3%. If Kamala got elected, the
Kamala.
41% up would be 41% down. We removed
Is
over
Kamala
270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payroll. That's another thing. So we have, we announce our unemployment numbers, call it unemployment or
Kamala one?
employment. And they were very good, but
No.
we could make them great. But we've slashed tremendous numbers of people off the federal payroll.
I
Because
kinda wanna buy
ultimately,
no
if you're on
China
the federal
now.
payroll, I mean, we have jobs where they had 10 people for every job. So we cut. Now, if you want to see some good numbers, I'll hire 1 million people. We cut
I don't know.
millions of people off the federal payroll.
Not doing it
I
yet.
don't like doing
You
that.
still
but
got more on him.
the good news, I don't feel badly because they're getting private sector jobs, and they're
Should I
getting
buy it?
sometimes twice as much money, three
It's
times
gone.
as much money. They're getting factory jobs. They're getting much better jobs and much higher pay. But all I have to do is say, like, what the Democrats do all the time. They hire
Huh.
1 million people, and then they hire another million, another million. They load it up, and it says, oh, they only have a 3% unemployment rate. It's a fake rate. So with us, we're proud of the fact that we cut so many because, again, I don't want to cut people. But when you cut them and they go out and get a better job, I like to cut them. And sometimes they have to be forced to do that.
Kind of want to
because,
flip to China no
it's
on
like
Trump,
They want
but
to stay where they are. They don't know. And then all of a sudden they end up, we have many cases, Caroline, where people were devastated. They
Caroline,
hated
she's
Trump.
still there?
I got caught
What the hell?
from my very boring federal job where they had, again, sometimes 10 people to do one job. And they were very upset. And now they ended up with a job where they get paid 3 times more money.
And
They're
I'm
ending
flipping
up
to
buying
no
houses.
China.
It's like crazy.
I'm
So
flipping to
they
no
went from
China,
not liking
baby.
me to liking me a lot.
He's
'Cause
dodged it too many
it's hard
times.
to get. We need people. We need people. It's one of the reasons. I mean, I want to. When you have good people in the farm or good people in hotels and everything else, we want to work with them as much as we can. Under Biden,
Alright,
1 out of
I
4
flipped.
jobs added was a government job. Think of that. So 25% of the jobs added. That's when you know that. That's 25% of the jobs aren't real jobs. But again, I could do that. I could add 2 million jobs right now. Would have an unemployed. I could say just hire some more people. I do the opposite. I say get rid of everybody that's unnecessary because that's the way you make America great again. When you have, all these jobs where people are sitting around doing nothing and they get a lot of money
They get
by
credit?
the government.
A lot of
it's no
credit?
good. But that's what the Democrats do. They show, oh, we were at 4% unemployment. That's a good number. But they just add jobs, or they wouldn't cut. They would never cut jobs. Under Trump, 100% of all new jobs created have been in the private sector. Think of that. Not 1% has gone to federal. So under Biden, 1 out of 4 was a government job.
Man, he loves the
Under
under Biden,
Trump,
huh?
100% of the new jobs created, 100% came from the private sector. That's how you make your country wealthy and strong and good. We inherited the worst border in history and turned it into the strongest border in history. Illegal crossings have plummeted to the lowest level ever recorded, down 99.999%. That means down 100%.
I think he's off train.
99.99. Now, I want to find out who that one
It
person is.
could still hit in Greenland, but
For 8 months in a row, 0, and these are government numbers, these are not my numbers. For 8
zero
months in a
illegal
row,
aliens.
0 illegal aliens were
Across the
admitted to our
border.
country. 0. Nobody came in, unless they came in legally. We have a big process for having people come in legally, by the way. A lot of people are coming in legally. They have to prove they love our country. They have to prove that they're not going to need welfare.
They have to prove.
A lot of things they have to prove. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration.
reverse migration.
Because we're getting all of these illegal people out. People that came in illegally, many cases they're criminals in many, many cases. Remember when they used to say that the people that come into our country as immigrants are very nice people, they're wonderful people, they don't commit crime. No, they make our criminals look like babies.
Babies.
They make our Hell's Angels look like the sweetest people on earth. The Hell's Angels are now considered a nice, high-quality person. I like the Hell's Angels. They voted for me. They protected me, actually, believe it or not. But they make our criminals look like babies.
Babies.
These are some of the most vicious people anywhere in the
They're
world.
just
They
little
came
small
from
babies.
the
They
Congo.
don't do anything.
The prisons, I know the Congo because I ended the war with the Congo and Rwanda.
Congo.
Tough group.
8 wars.
Tough group. They came from prisons in the Congo. Some of the toughest, meanest people you'll ever meet. Thank you very much. They allowed them to come into America.
Thank you.
These are tough people. Before my election, 100% of net job creation was going to foreign migrants. Since my inauguration, 100% of the net jobs created
Credit is still
have
so
gone to
high, man.
American-born citizens. That's a big thing. In other words, we're now taking care of our people. 100% of net jobs created have gone to the American-born people. Before that, we didn't care. Designated Tren de Aragua,
Tren de Aragua as a
MS-13,
terrorist
and the
organization.
Mexican drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and we've hit
There
them
you go.
hard. You've seen
No terrorists
what
there.
we've done on the water. We're starting to do that on land. The land is much
Water?
easier,
Land?
actually. Water is incredible. We did that on the water so that
Okay.
when you do it on the land, they don't go to the water. Nobody's going into the boat business right now, I can tell you.
No one's in the boat
97% down drugs coming in by water. Think of it, 97%. Nobody ever heard of that before.
so
90.
different.
They
Why
heard
is he saying water
2%,
now?
1%. It went up 2%.
Come on.
97, and we're looking for the 3%. Who the hell are the
Trump. Who the
3%?
hell is 3%?
They're crazy.
Who knows?
But we've taken out almost 100% of the drugs coming in by water. Now we're
They don't give you
going to
credit?
be very shortly starting drugs coming in by land. We know exactly where they're coming from. Remove tens of thousands of illegal alien gang members, drug dealers, murderers, child predators, human traffickers, fraudsters, savage criminals, and others. We removed them from our country. They're out. They're gone. In some cases, they're so dangerous that we put them in jail because we don't want to give them to their country. Their country doesn't do anything, and they end up coming back. We have some that we're just, they're so bad that we don't want to really release them. We want to put them in a jail where we know they're properly ensconced.
Okay.
Think of that. Remove tens of thousands of illegal alien gang members,
Wow.
drug
Caroline's
dealers,
market's a bit
murderers,
bit cooked,
child
huh?
predators, human traffickers, fraudsters, and
Wow.
savage criminals. Why wouldn't you want them removed? The reason is because these are
Don't think Caroline will even get a chance to talk,
insurrectionists
man.
that are doing this work.
He's still
And
going.
you know, they're going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, you know, they're dealing with rough people. They're going to make a mistake sometimes. It can happen. We feel terribly.
It can happen.
I
That's what
felt
Trump said.
horribly when I was told that the young woman who was had the tragedy. It's a tragedy.
almost
It's
said
a horrible
murdered.
thing.
He almost
Everybody
said
would say- ICE would say the same thing. But when I learned her parents and her father in particular I hope he still is, but I don't know, was a tremendous Trump fan. He was all for Trump, loved Trump. And, you know, it's terrible. I was told that. by
He
a lot
only
of
felt
people.
bad
They
once
said,
he
"Oh,
realized
loves
that
you."
his
He-
dad, her
he
dad, was a Trump
I hope-
supporter.
I hope he still feels that way. I don't know. It's hard situation. But her father was a tremendous, and parents were tremendous Trump fans. It's so sad. It just
Not
happens.
anymore.
It's terrible. Halted all refugee admissions to the United States, including from Somalia, which is a terrible, terrible place,
Somalia.
another dangerous place. And we also stopped the pirates, because
Pirates.
they get the same treatment as the drug boats.
My goodness.
So in
the
Somalia, the
pirates.
Somalians, you know what they're good at? That's about the only thing they're good at is they're good at pirating ships at sea, big ships.
Never
so you have a
pirate.
huge
no
oil
movies or TV
tanker with-
shows.
Millions of gallons, millions of barrels of oil. And if it gets hit by a big weapon, the whole thing blows up. And they don't want to fight, because if they do, they're told by their insurance companies, do not hand over the ship. And they're not allowed to have any guns on the ship. They're literally, you have these massive ships being taken over by a Somalian small boat
Somalia.
with a big weapon. Because if they hit the side of the ship can blow up to, I mean, you talk about a blow up. Bad. We've seen We've seen some bad things happen. And the insurance companies, some of these ships cost more than $1 billion to build. And the insurance companies say, look, we'd rather give
China?
them money than
Uh-oh.
take a chance on $1 billion insurance policy. But they don't have to worry about it because we hit them the same way we hit the people with the drugs in their boat. They don't know what the hell happened. But all of a sudden, there are no pirates at sea. Do you notice? We haven't had a boat taken in a little while. Came out of Somalia, a really corrupt place. It's not a country. They don't have
Somalia.
government. They don't have anything. I always hate to see this. Ilan Omar, she comes from Somalia, a backward country, probably the worst country. They say it's the worst country in the world, if it's a country. I don't even think it's a country. There's no
It's
organization.
not even a
going.
country. What the hell?
They don't have police. They don't have military. They don't have anything. They just have people running around, killing each other, and trying to pirate ships. But she'll
Noah.
come here. Comes,
Noah.
and then she wants to tell us how to run our country. The Constitution says that I am entitled to this. I can't stand her. Terminated all taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal
Taxpayer.
aliens and kicked
Foster, get you 1 cent
275,000
now.
illegals off of Social Security. They were illegally getting Social Security. 275,000 people. I'm telling you, it's not that this is pleasurable, but if I were an elected president, this country was
He's
just-
not hit
was going to
Iran
be
yet. That's
destroyed
kinda interesting.
quickly.
And no,
Very
Greenland is still
I
alive?
think within a year, if you had
No
Kamala
Greenland.
or
Why?
a Joe type. I mean, Joe was a disaster, but if you had Kamala, he was the replacement.
Kamala?
I was up by like 25 points on Joe, and they said, "Hey, let's get somebody else." This never happened. Well, I had so many firsts. You're leading somebody by a lot. And they
He's
say, "Oh,
gonna
let's
go
take him
on and
out, let's
on and
put somebody-" That's
on!
like I said to Dana White the other night.
Dana
I
White?
said, you know, Dana, it's like you have a fighter, two fighters. One guy is winning by a lot. And they say, oh, let's take this guy out. Let's put a new fighter in the ring with him. That's what happened to me. I was doing great with Biden. The whole campaign was against Biden. All the money was spent against Biden. And all of a sudden, I got Kamala. Everyone said, who the hell is she? But that didn't work out too well for them. But never happened before. We are about lots of firsts. Designated English as the official language of the United States of America. We did that very powerfully.
He's gonna go 8
While
wars?
we're at it, we also took the Gulf of Mexico, and now it's
He's going through the
the
accomplishments.
Gulf of America.
Wow.
Because we have
We ended
92% of the
the
shoreline.
nuclear-
It always bothered
Iran
me. I say,
nuclear?
you know, we have most of the shoreline. Mexico has a small
Nuclear bomb?
percentage.
Is he gonna
talks
hit that?
about 8%. We have 92%. And I said, why is it the Gulf of Mexico? It should be the Gulf of America. I was going to call it the Gulf of Trump, but I thought that I would be
The Gulf of
killed
Trump.
if I did that. I wanted to do it. I wanted to. My people
You
worked
wanted to
so
do
hard.
that.
Sir, I don't think it'll look too good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a good thing.
Oh my God, the
And
Gulf of
it'll be
Trump.
hotter than ever.
His first day.
No, but I
imagine.
decided
Imagine
not
he
to
did
do
that on his 1st day.
I'm joking, you know, when I say that.
That's
I was
ridiculous.
not going to call it the Gulf of Trump. Because tomorrow it'll be, Trump wanted to call it the Gulf of Trump, but he was rebuffed by his people. And people don't
True.
rebuff me too much.
Fake news.
Gulf of Trump. That does have a good ring, though. Maybe we could.
Bro!
It's
Do
too
not
late.
name it the Gulf of
No,
Trump.
we have the Gulf
bro.
of America now. It's great.
This is what Trump
It's-
does. He says
Our
stuff as
country
a joke.
is proud for the attack on Venezuela, the attack on the Iran nuclear
There's Iran nuclear.
capability, wiped it out.
Wow.
I mean, first administration,
called it.
Soleimani, the father of the roadside
Should have
bomb.
bought it.
Al-Baghdadi, the father of ISIS, who was rebuilding ISIS. We wiped them out.
8 wars
Done a
incoming.
great job. Signed an order that will end birthright citizenship for children of illegal
No.
migrants. You know, that case is in court right now. That
He went
case
off
was
of it.
meant for the children of slaves. All you have to do is look at the years. Look at the years where the cases were filed and where the decisions were made. They were right at the end of the Civil War. They're trying to say that, you know, in China's making a big business out of it.
No!
They come to the country, they have a child, they're American citizen, they get all the benefits.
Oh my God.
Nothing to do with that.
Trump!
Children of slaves. And I hope
He
the
dodges
Supreme
it
Court so
until
rules.
I buy no.
Designated fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. It is. We lost, I believe, 300,000 people this year. 300,000 people. That's like filling up one of those big football stadiums 5 times. It's not even believable. I mean, you could be in a war and you wouldn't lose that many people.
Buy
So we
more No Golden
designated
Age to make
fentanyl
up for
a
it.
weapon of mass destruction. Conducted numerous successful military strikes against narco-terrorists operating in our hemisphere, including the water strikes. Drugs brought in by ocean. So I told you that we're down by, I mean, close to 100%. It's hard to get somebody to pilot those boats. Very hard. They have to be people that don't watch television, don't read the news. And we just blew up their facility. They had a docking facility where the drugs were stored. And now we have a great relationship with Venezuela. We're getting along fantastically with the leadership in Venezuela, so we wouldn't have to do that. This was done before the attack.
Before the attack?
But we captured and brought to justice the
Maduro?
outlaw dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, who, through drugs,
Trump
killed
says it.
millions of
Maduro.
people in our country. Tremendous drug dealer. Also sent millions of people into our country, including Tren de Aragua, the worst gang. They say it's the worst gang in the world. They took over parts of Colorado. They just take the apartment building. They just took it away. Just took it away like we're here. They cut the hand off one man because he called the police. Who called the police? I did. You took my apartment from me. Boom. No hand. This is what they sent us. Restoring law and order, new category. D.C. and Memphis, federal task forces deployed massive numbers of federal law enforcement officers.
Okay.
A National Guard to restore safety.
Little National Guard.
Crime down in D.C. is almost down to nothing. D.C. was a very, very dangerous place. And I think you probably know better than I do. I have a lot of people in the media thanked me for that. But some of them found it hard to thank me. But, you know, D.C. is now, look how beautiful. D.C. is now, you can walk right from here to a restaurant, right through the center of town. You can be with your child, with your loved one, with your lover. Your lover's not going to be killed anymore.
Your
You
lover.
can act like a real lover.
Your little lover.
But you can walk right through the middle of the town, and D.C. is beautiful again, too, you know. You notice
Okay.
we took all the fences down, almost all, the rest are coming down. We got the graffiti all off. National Guard's been amazing. You know, we didn't tell them to
Wow,
do that.
he
That's
is
not their
rambling,
job
bro.
description.
I don't know how long he's
But
going to
they were
go, but I
picking
don't think
up
Caroline's
garbage
going to get to
and
talk.
They were great.
He is
And I don't
going
know,
on
to
and
me,
on.
to
He hasn't
me, a
even
town
answered a single
looks
question
better
yet.
when you
This
have
is insane.
Military people. These are big,
Literally
strong
insane.
guys, are
This is
bad
like a
guys.
Trump-
Look at them and they
Trump
say, we're not
speech.
going to mess around. But
It's
what
not
they
even a
don't
White
know
House
is that we
press
took over
briefing at this
2,000 people out, permanently out of D.C. These were career criminals. But I feel much better seeing those people there. I went in a couple of times and had dinner in D.C. I walked right down the middle of the street. I felt very safe. A year ago, I couldn't have done that. I would have been crazy to have done that. Secret Service wouldn't let me do it. They weren't thrilled anyway, I will tell you. It wasn't like they were thrilled, but we did it, and it was great. But D.C. is a great thing. And we have virtually no crime in D.C. anymore. And before we did this move, it was, and we could do the same thing with Chicago. You know, we brought Chicago down 25%, even though we just had a minimal crew there. We brought Wisconsin down. We brought Minnesota down, way down, even though everything's a fight, you know, because they want to keep those people that are lying on the floor.
Come on,
They
Minnesota.
want to keep those people in Minnesota, but they really don't. I don't think the real people of Minnesota, very corrupt place, and the elections are totally corrupt. I feel I won it all
Dude, this
three
is
times.
ridiculous. Trump, come on.
Nobody's won that state since Richard Nixon. It's a rigged state. And the Somalians
state.
vote as one group, even if they're not citizens, and they vote as one group. And, you know, you get 600,000 votes against you. They all ought to get the hell out of here. They're bad for our country. Nationwide achieved the largest reduction in violent crime on record. So this just came out. Nationwide,
Carol's not going to
over
get the
the
talk,
last
huh? That's what people are
11 months,
saying.
achieved the largest reduction in violent crime on record, including the largest one-year drop in murders ever recorded.
People want yes Biden for
Almost
Carol.
2,000 lives were saved.
Interesting.
That's despite the fact that we took in criminals under the leadership of the Democrats and Joe Biden. More motor vehicle theft is down by 100,000 vehicles nationwide. That's another nationwide. The motor vehicle theft was out of control, and now it's very much in control. It was down by more than 100,000 vehicles to a record low. Began the process of eliminating cashless bail policies.
I sold my
across the
Carol,
nation.
yes.
You got to get rid of your sanctuary cities, and I hope our people know that we're not going to pay sanctuary cities. We're not going to pay them anymore. They are sanctuary for criminals. They hold criminals. We're not going to pay. They can sue us, and maybe they'll win. But we're not giving money to sanctuary cities anymore as of the beginning of the month. We began the process of eliminating the cashless bail. Well, cashless bail is where it all started. It's a disaster. And then other places. I don't know if it started in New York. I remember it starting in New York. So somebody comes in, murders somebody, and they let him out. No bail, no nothing. Basically, cashless bail means you just get the hell out. And they go outside. We have one case where a guy murders somebody, gets released, and goes out and murders somebody. 2 people in one day.
Ridiculous.
No, we got to get rid of cashless bail. They got to pay, got to have bail. There's a reason for bail.
Sleepy Trump
Long
is going
tested.
on and on.
Signed an executive order to bring back mental institutions and insane asylums. We're going to have to bring them back.
Bring them back?
Hate to build those suckers, but
Where
you got
did
to
they
get
go?
the people off the streets.
They didn't disappear.
You know, we used to have, when I was growing up, we had in my area in Queens, I grew up
Dude,
in
when he
Queens,
goes-
we had a place called Creedmoor.
He's powering up just to
Creedmoor.
ramble.
Anybody know that? Creedmoor.
He's
It
gonna
was
go
a big-
on
I
and on
said,
and on. Is he
Mom,
gonna even take
Why are
questions?
those
What do we
bars
think?
on the building?
Like,
I used
what
to play
the
Little
hell?
League baseball there, a place called Cunningham Park.
It was a golden age back in my
I
day.
was quite the baseball player, you wouldn't believe. But I said to my mother, Mom, she would be there, always there for me. She said, son, you could be a professional baseball player. I said, thanks, Mom. I said, why are those bars on the windows? Big building, big, powerful building. It loomed over the park, actually. It was pretty. She said, well, people
Buying
that
no
are very
credit.
sick are in that building.
I'm continuing my
I
thesis
said,
that
"Boy."
it's
I
something
used
he
to
hasn't done
always
yet.
look at that building and I'd see this big building, big tall building. It loomed over the park. It was sort of, now that I think, it was a pretty unfriendly sight. But I'll never forget, I don't know if it's still there, because they got rid of most of them, you know, the Democrats in New York, they took them down, and the people live on the streets now. That's why you have a lot of the people in
He's
California
whispering
and
now.
other
He's getting to
places,
the
they
end.
live on the
Come
streets.
on.
They took the mental institutions down. They're expensive. But I'd say, why does that building have those bars? Boy, it wasn't normal. You know, you're used to looking at like a window. But this one, you look at it, all this steel, vicious steel, tiny windows, bars all over the place. Nobody was getting out.
There you go.
It's called
Someone
the
took
mental
my credit.
institution.
No.
That was an insane asylum. Designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization, and many others. It is. America is respected again on the world stage. That's another topic. Obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment
There's the
capability.
nuclear. We get
Operation
8 war.
Midnight Hammer was one of the most successful anyone's ever
like 8
seen.
war might
CNN
be
fake news. I don't know where
incoming.
they are. CNN. Anybody from CNN here? Fake news. Nobody wants to raise their hand anymore. They used to argue. Yeah. Now, if you're with CNN, you don't raise your hand. But
This lady
they
almost
said, well,
did.
maybe it wasn't that successful, which I really was angry because these pilots took their life in their hands. 2 o'clock in the morning with no moon, dead dark, guns shooting at them. They went in with
They're
those
going
beautiful
Midnight Hammer.
B-2s, and every single bomb went down an air shaft and obliterated it. And CNN came out and said, well, maybe it wasn't, by a scam writer who wrote
Scam
you know,
writer.
fake stories, a lot of fake stories on other topics, right? Because when we did it, we said, that's a terrible thing. You know, the pilots came back and they said, we hit everything. They did a great job. Then on top of that, we launched from a submarine about 30 Tomahawks on top of everything else. The place was obliterated.
Tomahawks.
CNN said, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Turned out it was worse than it was. You know who could tell you that? The Iranians would tell you that.
All right.
Because if they do anything, they're going to have to start a brand new place. But they did an amazing job. That was
The Iranians.
like what we did with Venezuela. I mean, nobody's ever seen a military operation like that. Ended 8 unendable wars in 10 months. These were unendable wars. Cambodia and Thailand fighting for years.
Oh my God, I didn't get it. I didn't
Kosovo
get
and
it.
Serbia. The Congo and Rwanda. Pakistan and India, they were really going
8
at it.
unendable.
8 planes
Oh my
shot
God,
down.
8
They were going to
unendable
go
doesn't
nuclear, in my
count.
opinion. The Prime Minister of Pakistan was here.
Oh my gosh, it
and he said President Trump
bonded.
saved 10 million
And
people
I missed
maybe
it.
much more
8
than that.
unendable wars.
They're both
Oh my
nuclear
God,
countries.
he's such a troll.
Israel and Iran. Egypt
such a
and Ethiopia were going
troll.
to fight over a dam, and I got them to stop. I still got to work it out.
Trump
There's
does
the,
this
uh,
on
dam
purpose,
in
I
Ethiopia
promise
that
you.
stops
He's
the flow
trolling.
from
Oh my
a
gosh.
little river called the Nile. I always think of the Nile being in Egypt, you know, beautiful Nile with the pyramids, but they put a dam up. You know who paid for the dam? The United States of America. It's the biggest dam, I think, in the
All right,
world.
just don't mention the Golden
They put a
Dome.
dam
Trump.
up.
Oh my gosh.
I said, how did you let that happen? Why would
Bro, I'm
we
gonna
have
look at
done that? We
Kalshi chat.
financed
That
this
shit's
country.
freaking out, I bet you.
I don't know. Maybe it was a Republican president, but I don't think it was. I think it was a Democrat. But what a terrible thing. So Egypt basically is, you know, they don't have enough water in the Nile. And they use that for a lot of things, including entertainment and travel and tourism and everything. I mean, I don't know. They got a big dam. I got to work that one out now, too. Armenia and Azerbaijan, President Putin told me, I cannot believe you settled that war. I've been trying to settle that war for 10 years. Armenia and Azerbaijan, they were fighting it for many, many years. And I ended up getting the heads of both countries in my office. Beautiful
Not only
Oval
are
Office,
they
much more beautiful
wars.
now than it ever was. And one side of the other. Said,
They
you know,
were
I've been the head of
unendable.
Azerbaijan for 22 years, and for 22 years I've been killing his people. And the other gentleman, are both very
Unendable.
good
8
guys,
unendable wars.
said,
They
"I've
weren't
been here
even
for 7
wars,
years, and
Trump.
for 7
There
years
weren't
I've been
even
killing his people."
wars.
And they started over there, and within an hour they were next to each other, and by the time we ended, they were hugging each other, and it's been a great peace. You know?
Ridiculous.
Should have gotten the Nobel Prize for each war, but I don't say that. I saved millions and millions of people. And don't let anyone tell you that Norway doesn't control the shots, okay? It's in Norway.
Oh my God,
Norway
8 wars going
controls the
crazy
shots.
right
I
now.
said, we have nothing to do with it. It's a joke. They've lost such prestige. That's why I have such respect for Maria doing what she did. She said, I don't deserve the Nobel Prize. He does. When she got it, they said, wow, that's amazing. I thought President Trump would get it. President Trump deserves it. He ended up 8 wars.
There's 8 wars.
How nice,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Good woman. Got all 20 living hostages returned to their families, and the remains.
This guy is a troll.
They all came out. We got the 20 living hostages. We got the 28 hostages. They have 1 left that we think we know where it is. Amazing.
Bro, this guy is
Looked like
such
we
a
weren't gonna get
troll,
anywhere
dude.
near
Are you
that. Now they've
kidding
got
me?
no
He
more.
hit 8 wars after anyways.
And more importantly, we got
Ridiculous.
many more. Hundreds.
So
Got 'em all.
silly, bro. He hit it
If we didn't-
anyways.
If we didn't do it, you wouldn't have had.
He's just
most of those people would
trolling.
have been dead.
He
I
knows.
don't know
He
if that's
has to
covered
know.
properly, but you know, the 20 is great. They were the last ones. I always said the last 20 are going to be hard, but we got them. We got the last 20, and we
Is he
got
gonna hit 9 wars?
close to 28
nine?
of the bodies of the dead. And to those
That'll be
parents, it
9
was
more?
just as important as getting their son back alive. They were almost even more intent on getting. They knew their son was dead. They wanted to get the body. I got him back. We just created the Board of Peace, which I think is going to be
Board of
amazing.
Peace.
I wish the United Nations could do more. I wish we didn't need a Board of Peace, but the United Nations, and you know, with all the wars I settled, the United Nations never helped me on one war. I mean, I guess I'm not blaming them. I didn't call them to help, but I got, you know, the presidents and prime ministers together. We knocked heads. We got along, and they liked me. I liked them. Every single one of them nominated me for a Nobel Prize. Every one of the wars, among many other people,
Dude, he's hitting so many.
nominated me for a Nobel
stuff.
Prize. But Putin told me, I cannot believe you got this war settled.
Bro, I
worked on it
cannot
for
imagine
10 years 'cause
Caroline
it's
talking after all this,
his
bro.
territory. Rescued 83 American hostages and citizens detained from abroad without paying A lot of money. Paid no money. Apprehended terrorists responsible for the Abbey Gate bombing that claimed the lives of 13 U.S. service members in Afghanistan, the lowest point in the history of our
No
country.
way Caroline
That was a
talks
Biden
after this,
disaster.
bro. After what
I
Trump
was getting
just
out,
did,
but I
what
was
else
getting out with
could she
dignity and
add?
strength. We were the boss.
What else
so
could
we
she
were the
physically
boss.
add to the
They wouldn't do a
conversation?
thing against us, and this very stupid person got in, and what a shame. They should have left from Bagram, which is the big military base, which has hundreds of acres around it. Should have left from Bagram. Terminated visas of Hamas sympathizers and deported
Oh my God.
pro-jihad
Freak the
foreign
fuck out
nationals.
and
Got
panic
NATO
sell
members
everything
to
now.
agree to raise
It's fucking
defense
over.
spending to 5% of GDP from 2%.
Sell out of your Caroline
and they paid
yeses,
the 5%,
boys.
and they didn't pay the 2%. And by the
It's
way, I
cooked.
did more for NATO than any other person alive or dead. Nobody's done for NATO. And I think for the most part, they'll tell you that. I think you could ask the Secretary General about
Greenland?
that. But he said it.
Is he gonna hit
I've done
Greenland now?
more for NATO than anybody, and I see all this stuff. But NATO has to treat us fairly, too. The big fear I have with NATO is we spend tremendous amounts of money with NATO. And I know we'll come to their rescue, but I just really do question whether or not they'll come to ours.
You might get onto it now.
You know, I'm just asking.
Got a little no Trump
Just saying,
Greenland.
right? You remember during the debate? Just saying. Signed $1 trillion investment
Ooh,
in
he's
U.S.
off of it.
military. And next
He's
year,
off
we
of it.
hopefully will go to a 1.5 trillion. We're building battleships that are 100 times more powerful than the battleships of World War II, which are the big, beautiful things with the guns. I said, what about bringing them out of dry dock? They said, sir, what we're building will blow them away. Think of it. These ships are 100 times more powerful than the battleships that you see on Victory at Sea. Do you ever see Victory at Sea? What a great
Bro, he is
thing that is to
yapping.
watch. Renamed the Department of Defense into the Department of War, which everyone loves, by the way. Signed landmark critical minerals deals with Australia, Malaysia,
Is he getting China
Thailand,
now?
Ukraine, Japan, and many others. We're
Wow,
going to have
what a
so
dodge.
much rare earth. It's actually not
So
that
annoying.
rare. Getting it processed is rare, but there's a lot of rare earth. There's a lot of earth around.
Wait until
I can tell you.
I flip to no. To
Withdrew
say
from the
China.
corrupt World Health Organization, where we were paying
He's not gonna say Greenland. That'd be
hundreds of
crazy,
millions
huh?
of dollars a year. So we were paying $500 million a year, and China was paying $37 million a year. I said, why aren't we
China.
paying the same as China? They said, well, nobody asked. I said, China's got 1.4 billion people. We have 350 million, probably with all the illegals, you know. China probably knows more accurately. But we have much smaller in terms of the number of people. We have a much more powerful military, but we have much smaller. I rebuilt the military during my first term, by the way. And while they gave away a lot to Afghanistan, the Taliban, which was just horrible seeing them. Every year,
Taliban.
seeing them do that military down some dirty street is a disgrace. But while Biden gave a lot of it away, it's a
Biden.
tiny fraction compared to what we did. I rebuilt the military, and now we're continuing to build it. And bigger and better, we need it. Peace through strength. But we
Peace through strength?
withdrew from the
You might hit Greenland.
corrupt World Health Organization. So I remember we were paying $500 million. They were paying 37 or 39 million. And I said, how come? So I withdrew, and they called, we'll give you the same deal that they had. I said, well, it should be less than that.
This guy has a
Because
way
if they're
faster
37,
screen than me. I'm looking in the Discord. What the hell?
and you have 3 times, 4 times the number of people, even maybe 5 times, I don't know. So it should be less, but I didn't want to chisel around. And I thought about it. So I could have taken 500 million to 37, and everybody knew it. I chose not to do it because it was actually very popular when I got out, because they were terrible. And so I chose not to take that deal. First thing Biden did is go back into it. You know what he paid? More than 500 million. So I actually called them. I
Wow,
said, you
he
know, you can
spammed
buy
Biden.
it for less. You can make a deal at 37. There's no reason to pay 500. They didn't care. They paid more than 500. Did you know that? They paid more than 500 million. I made a deal at 37. I could have had 37. They were public about it. We'll give you the same deal that China has for 37. And they paid 500 million dollars.
I don't
That's the
think
way you ruin
Caroline's
a
gonna get
country.
to go,
And it's the
man.
same attitude that, you have on everything else with these
Caroline's
people. They were
not gonna
terrible.
get to go.
The Anti-American UN Human Rights Council we ended, the UN Relief and Works Agency we ended, and the fake Paris Climate Accord, which was a ripoff of America, where we had to pay $1 trillion and they were paying nothing. China didn't kick in until 2035. We kicked in immediately. We were supposed to pay $1 trillion. Russia went to a standard of 1991, which was a dirtier standard. But we had to pay top dollar. So I terminated that. Another
The
wreck.
Green New Scam.
We ended the woke lunacy and restored common sense, abolished all discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI policies throughout the federal government and the private sector. They're gone, everybody. They're gone. Terrible.
say Green New
Terminated the Green New Scam
Oh,
and
right
ended the insane electric vehicle
Green New
mandate. I
Scam.
love electric
Holy
vehicles.
prediction.
That caused me a little problem with a man named Elon. But he understands, and he's a good guy. We get along, but I said, Elon,
You
we
hit
can't have
Elon,
all
look at that.
electric cars. Just can't do it. I like the electric cars. I like his car.
Look, Green New
But,
Scam bonded there.
In particular,
on
I like
nicknames.
his car. But we can't do that because some people don't want an electric car by 2030. And to build the power stations all over the country would have cost $4 trillion. $4 trillion. That's more than any country has. If you got China, the United States, and everyone, you couldn't do it. And it would have taken years. And yet they were supposed to be switching over. Electric vehicle mandate. Some people don't like electric cars. Some people want hybrids. Some people want regular gasoline-powered cars. We have more gasoline than anybody. And now
Wow,
with
he's going off,
Venezuela,
huh?
we have 62% of the market when you include Venezuela.
He's going off.
So I ended the Green New Scam, and I ended
Terminated.
the insane electric vehicle mandate. Now you can buy a gasoline-powered car, a hybrid, and you can buy a electric vehicle. I mean, if you want electric, you can buy it. Make a good deal on them right now because they made a lot of them. Permanently stopped Joe Biden's ridiculous cafe standards. That's having to do with the environment. So ridiculous. Cancel the EPA's absurd, totally absurd, tailpipe emission standard, which made you spend hundreds of thousands. It made for hundreds of thousands of cars. The cost numbers were incredible that the consumer has to pay. Imposed 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles and 100% tariff on Chinese cars, which don't come into the country because
Chinese
of tariffs. Only
cars.
because of tariffs. We didn't have tariffs.
Do you know why
You
Roughing
wouldn't have
the
any
Passer didn't hit
car.
last
We
night?
have
Yeah,
now
'cause it was-
more
it was
car
said by,
factories being built in the United States than
sideline
ever
analysis.
before because of tariffs. If they take
Not
those
the,
tariffs away,
play-by-play or
China
color.
will eat our lunch. They'll take all of our car business. Now, there's another way of doing it, but it's more cumbersome, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to scare you, but it's much more cumbersome, not as good for national security as this. We have a perfect system right now. We're making a fortune. We've never been stronger, and I hope the Supreme Court does the right thing for our country, because if they don't, it's such a problem. It's just so, it would be so sad. We're doing so well because of tariffs. And the people that are heading up the lawsuit, like there's a guy named Leonard Leo, who's bad guy, and people that are very China-oriented and
Oh my
foreign
gosh.
car.
Now that I
oriented
sold
and
out, he
foreign
is
business
spamming
oriented,
China.
but
This
in
guy's such a
particular
troll.
They're suing to get rid of tariffs because they don't want tariffs, like Coke. Coke has businesses
What type of
outside
Coke?
of the United States. If you have them outside,
Coca-Cola?
you don't want tariffs. But because of tariffs, they treat us well. Without tariffs, they would treat us very badly, as you saw for many years.
Many years.
They respect us more now than they
Under
ever
Biden.
have respected us, by a lot. And revoked the California emissions waiver to stop San Francisco communists from regulating the automobile industry and
Communists.
destroying automobiles and the industry in the nation. I was with Bill Ford of Ford Motors. I was with all the people at General Motors the other day, and they are making more money and building more cars than they are doing so good. All because of tariffs and what I've done. And they're building their plants all in the United States. Reopened
communists.
Anwar
Communists,
for
correct.
drilling. That's a big deal. Launched a massive Alaskan pipeline project to export natural gas to Asia. We made a deal with South Korea and with Japan that gives us money, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. Signed executive orders to end
still going.
Biden's
It's
war on
insane.
coal and put, I say, clean, beautiful coal. I never say the word coal. It has to be preceded by the words clean, beautiful coal. And put miners back to work. The miners love Trump. I think I got 100% of their vote.
100% of miners
Banned
love Trump.
transgenders from the military. We don't want transgender in the military. Ordered reinstatement of patriots expelled
Miners
from our
love Trump,
military
and
with
Trump
full
loves miners.
back pay.
Come on.
We had some people that were terminated, and they're coming back into our military. Fired the woke boards of visitors at our military service academies. The boards of visitors were run by radical left, maybe communists, maybe
Radical
not,
left,
but they were still
communists.
heavily radical left, and they were bad for us. Signed an executive order to remove
Dude, I should have known this
anti-American
weekly.
propaganda from federal museums and national parks.
What else could he hit?
Required the federal employees to return to work in person or be fired. We don't want them sitting in their home on their bed working. We want them in an office that we're paying
hit
for
Maduro. Okay, there you
in
go.
Washington, D.C. or wherever it may be.
Dude, he
we've
spammed this
largely
weekly. Oh my
taken care of
gosh,
that
he hit
mess.
everything in the weekly today.
That was crazy. I guarantee you they're out on the ball fields. I guarantee you they're out playing golf. And you can't run a country or a company that way. I think it's happening even so with countries and companies.
Did
But
he just
we
say
had
you
so
can't
many
run
of
a
our federal
country
workers
while
that
playing
wouldn't come
golf?
into work. Signed an order banning all
being-
government censorship
being
and
serious right
restoring
now?
free speech. Made it the official policy of
ironic.
the United States government that there are only two genders. This was not a tough one.
Oh
Two
my
genders.
gosh.
Can anybody guess what they are? Male and female. I think the Democrats know that too, but they refuse to admit it. Ban the use of puberty blockers, hormone injections, and other chemical and surgical mutilation of children.
He said
Can you
home?
imagine saying this
The housing
15
home?
years ago? That we banned the use of puberty blockers, hormone injections, and other chemical and surgical mutilation of our children.
He hit home.
You know, when I say it, I say, do I have
Yeah.
to say that? I actually asked my people today, yes, sir, because that's where the country went. Banned men from playing in women's sports. Big Supreme Court case on that. I mean, I can't believe it. Some of the justices were fighting hard for men to be able to play in women's sports. A couple of them. I can't imagine it, but I think anybody that rules that way should lose a lot of credibility. But we banned men from playing.
He's talking
in
about
women's
Newscomb.
sports. All you have to do is look at the records. Look at weightlifting records. Look at swimming records. Look at track
Oh my
and field.
gosh.
It's not fair. It's very
No one gives him credit?
demeaning to women. Banned transgender ideology and critical race theory from our schools. Secured unprecedented settlements with Brown University, Columbia University, and many other colleges, including the University of Pennsylvania, where I went, the great old Wharton School of Finance. To restore fairness and merit, we're working with Harvard right now. They've been
Harvard.
very anti-Semitic. Terrible what they've done. And we'll see what
Whoa.
happens. I hear we have a deal, but who the hell knows with them? They
Anti-Semitic.
have a
hit.
lawyer
Look
that
at
wants to show how hot he is.
Hot?
Ended taxpayer-funded student loan forgiveness for radical left and anti-American activists. Can you believe it? Began the process of abolishing the Federal Department of Education and returning education back to the states. And Linda McMahon is doing a
Wow, he's going
fantastic
through everything.
job. Ended Joe Biden's weaponization of our government and removed his hand-picked radical left Marxist
I don't think he's gonna say
prosecutors
golden age. I really
from the
don't.
Department of Justice, like
It's
deranged
not
Jack
like
Sixsmith.
Trump rhetoric.
He's a sick son of a bitch.
If that makes sense. It's like so
gave me the worst of the
scripted,
worst.
golden age.
And here I am. How did that happen?
It's like stuff you would see on a
That
poster,
happened.
but not stuff he'd
He's
actually
a
say.
sick guy, and Letitia James is sick, and Alvin Bragg is sick.
Letitia James.
They're sick people. And others. Fanny. You can't call her Fanny. She
Fanny?
doesn't like it. She wants to be called Fawny.
Fanny pack.
Fawny Willis.
Fanny pack.
I won. Can you imagine putting somebody through that? And then if I suggest that somebody may be guilty of a Terrible crime. Oh, he's weaponizing government. Trump is weaponizing government. It's terrible. Can you imagine?
Fanny pack
They
for
say to
nickname
me
market.
about weaponize. I don't weaponize anything. But what they did to me, nobody ever went through what I went through. And here I am in a place called the White House. It's a beautiful place. Who would have thought, right? Signed legislation to cut all taxpayer funding to woke and biased NPR and PBS. And they're sort of gone now, I guess. I heard they closed up. They were terrible. They were so unfair. They
NPR.
were so terrible. Officially reinstated Columbus Day. I like the name Columbus Day. The Italian people are very happy about it. Remember, when you go to the voting booths, I reinstated Columbus Day. That was an easy one.
Columbus Day.
Christopher Columbus. Cut Social Security wait times by 50%, serve 65% more Social Security recipients by phone, and are on track to
woke.
doubling the service and performance compared to the
Yeah.
Biden administration. We're 2.5 to 3 times better and faster. Slash VA claims backlog to the lowest
It's going
number
through everything.
ever recorded. Created Trump accounts starting with $1,000 for
Not
every
great for my
newborn
credit.
baby. This
No.
is something that's become so popular, and I give
He's under the Trump
Mr. and
account.
Mrs. Michael Dell Computer, who put in $6,250,000,000, started with nothing, and he actually invested all that money to give to kids, so that when they grow up, they have an account that might be
I don't
worth
think
a
he's
lot
gonna
of
say
money.
golden
It'll-
age. It's my
It'll be
personal
riding with the markets,
opinion.
and they can. At 20 years old, 21 years old, they could have $100,000. They could have a lot of money. That's
Buying
would be
that.
amazing. But I give a lot of credit to
I bought that at
Mr.
69
Mrs.
cents. I don't think he's gonna say golden age.
Michael
I really
Dell.
don't.
signed AI executive order to ensure the United States
He said
dominates
credit!
the future of artificial intelligence.
They don't give
so
us
we're
credit.
leading China.
Oh my gosh.
We're leading the whole world. We're producing more electricity than we ever have because I'm allowing every one of those plants to build their own electric facility.
Shit.
We're giving them very, very fast
All right, no
approvals,
golden age.
unlike Los Angeles with a fire. So the federal government, I want to give a lot of credit to Lee Zeldin. The hardest approval for the 20,000 houses or more that burned down in Los Angeles because they didn't have the water. They didn't allow the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest. They routed the
Caro's not
water
get talk.
into
Let's be
the
honest.
Pacific Ocean. So we had no water there. No, he had. I would say open up the water. Open it up to the
Fat Caro
governor, to the
is
mayor.
even open still.
They didn't want to do it. They wanted to protect a tiny little fish that's, I said, how can you have a fish when you don't have any water? It was just an excuse, I guess. But it's amazing. We took 20,000 houses, and Lee Zeldin,
Houses.
the toughest permit is from the federal government. Within 2 weeks, every single permit was given
Only
to the
3
people to
strikes
build their
left.
houses. Then you have the incompetent mayor of
Oh my
Los
gosh.
Angeles. He's neutral, who decided to go to Africa
Just
during
golden
the fire.
age, affordable, and
So you have this incompetent
Greenland
mayor,
left.
and I had it out with her the night when I got right after
until
the
it's
fire. I went
completely
there.
all yes.
She said, we're working on it so that we can have everybody starting to build within 2 or 3 years. Remember that? I said, you mean 2 or 3 days? No, I mean 2 or 3 years. And the place went crazy. Well, they still haven't gotten their permits. But every federal permit, every single one has been given a year ago. And Lee Zeldin has done a great job. And he's done a great job in the approval of all these big plants and factories and all of the electricity that they're creating for themselves. I said to Zuckerberg, I said to all of them, I said
Zuckerberg.
to Jeff Bezos, I said to everybody.
Bezos.
Mark Zuckerberg couldn't believe it. He said, where are we going to get all the electricity? Because you need double the electricity that the country currently makes just to fire up those big plants. I said, well, nobody can do that. So what we're going to do is let you make your own electricity. Nobody believed it. And I said, we're going to get you fast permits. So we get them within 2 weeks. And they're coming up with some of the most incredible electric plants you've ever seen. So each one of those massive buildings, AI or otherwise, is building their own electricity. They're building their own plant. And it's incredible. Many of them are under construction already. They're going to have, we're leading AI and we're leading China by a lot. established a MAHA presidential commission,
MAHA.
banned many artificial food dyes, as you know, issued new vaccine recommendations, and created new real food pyramid. And Bobby and Dr. Oz have been incredible. Provided $12 billion in
It sounds
aid
like autism.
for American
That's all I got.
farmers. Just gave them $12 billion in aid because they got screwed by other nations. And the number of drug dealers have fallen every single month since I took office. Drug dealers are way down in the United States, and that's a small version of what's sitting right there. That's just a small version. We took a country that was dead, and it's the hottest country in the
Hottest.
world right now, and
Yeah.
that's after 1 year. So let's go.
Let's go. Yes, sell out.
That's a lot of people. All right, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't
Thank
even
you
get
so
to it.
much, Mr. President. I have two questions for you. One, do you want your Board of Peace
I didn't even
to
get to
replace
fucking
the UN?
sell it.
Well, it might. I mean, the
Aw.
UN just hasn't been very helpful.
I just
I'm
wasn't
a big
fast
fan
enough.
of the UN potential, but it has never lived up to its potential. The UN should have settled every one of the wars that I settled. I never went to them. I never even thought to go to them.
Dude, Caroline's cooked,
They
huh?
should be able to settle those wars. They don't. I believe you got to let the UN continue because the potential is so great.
And another one, Mr. President, you invited Lula from Brazil to be part of the Board of Peace.
I did.
What role do you
I did.
expect him to play, especially
role. I like
with
him.
Venezuela?
Yeah,
And
I like
another one, because
Are you from Brazil?
Yes. The EU and Mercosur just signed a trade agreement this weekend, which is going to be the biggest trade zone, free zone in the world.
Right.
At the moment, you are talking a lot about tariffs. What is your
Oh,
reaction to that?
there's
So,
someone
two
there.
questions, Lula.
Well,
and then-
look, I just think this. I think we have trade like we've never had before. We're doing better in trade than we ever have before. We're not being ripped off by every country in the world like we were before. We're doing numbers that nobody's ever thought possible. We're the richest we ever were. It's because of tariffs and the proper use of tariffs, and we're also the most secure. As an example, Iceland, without tariffs, they wouldn't even
Iceland.
be talking to us about it. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to work out quite well. Yeah, right behind.
Thank you, Mr. President. How would you characterize your relationship with Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer right now? And have you spoken
Okay.
to them since your
No
trip
Greenland
to
question
No,
yet?
I haven't, but I think I get along very well with them. I mean,
I want to sell
they
out.
always treat me well. They get a little bit rough when
Oh
they're,
my gosh.
when I'm not
it's Not even
around.
pumping enough.
but when I'm around, they treat me very nicely.
19.
And, I like both of them. They're both liberal. They've got
I
to
saw
straighten out
21.
their countries. You can't, London is having a lot of problems, and if you look at Paris, got a lot of problems. They have two problems, immigration and energy. They got to stop with the windmills, and they got to go back like UK has an unbelievable asset called the North Sea. Norway uses it, makes a fortune. They have a better section of it, and they don't do it. They could straighten out their countries, and it would be good. But I get along very well with them. There you go.
You told Norway's prime minister.
Are you
that-
from Norway?
No.
You look
you
like
told-
you would be from Norway. She looks like she's from Norway. Go ahead.
You told Norway's prime minister that you not winning the Nobel Peace Prize made you feel less obligated to think purely of peace.
Well, I
Why would
lost a
not-
lot of respect for Norway. And
But why
I
would not
believe,
winning
and
that
I believe
prize
very
affect-
strongly that Norway controls the Nobel Prize. But you have to understand, I settled 8 wars. I've had
8 wars.
every one of those wars, every participant wrote, I didn't ask him to do
Here's
it. They sent
19
in
19 cents. I'll
strong
sell it there.
they make recommendations for that. But I settled 8 wars. No president's probably ever settled 1
24
war. I don't
cents,
know.
I saw it there.
Think of it. I did 8.
I just
The
can't
reason
type
I
quick
do
enough.
it is
There you
because
go.
it's easy for me to do.
Jesus Christ.
And I didn't do it for a Nobel Prize. I did it because I'm saving a lot of lives.
All
I'm
right, so
trying to
my
settle the
Greenland
final
no.
one. I'm trying to do Russia, Ukraine. And when Russia's ready, Ukraine's not. When Ukraine's ready, Russia's not. But they're losing 25,000 people a month on average. And I'm trying to get
That'd be
that
9
one done.
wars.
But no, I feel that Norway has tremendous control over who gets the Nobel Prize, despite what they say.
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
Greenland.
You'll find out.
Dodge that?
Mr. President, Kevin Hassett has said that those
Oh my gosh.
$2,000
I sold
tariff
out and he
rebate
didn't even
checks
say it.
would be up to Congress to decide whether or not to disperse
You'll
them.
find out.
Do you agree with Kevin
I
Hassett
don't
on
know.
that, or do you think you can do that
No,
unilaterally?
I don't think we would have to go the Congress route, but we'll find out. The reason we're even talking about it is that we have so much money coming in from tariffs that
Oh my
we'll be
gosh,
able
it's
to
pumping
issue
now.
at
No
least a
Greenland's pumping now.
$2,000
Now you just
dividend and
dodged it.
also pay down debt for the country. But we'd do a $2,000 dividend to the
insane,
people of our
Trump.
country. Would probably
didn't
set a
say the
limit of
name?
income limit where it made sense. But we will be able to make a very substantial dividend to the people of our country.
Dividend.
I believe we can do that without Congress.
Last night on Truth Social, you said that the British plan to hand the base at Diego Garcia over to Mauritius and then rent it back was an act of great stupidity. Previously, you backed that deal. Is it now your position that the deal should not go ahead?
I think that they, when they originally were going to do it, they were talking about doing some concept of ownership.
This is
But
insane.
now they're looking to essentially just do a lease and sell it.
He doesn't
And
say
I'm
Greenland?
against that. It's a reasonably nothing like Greenland, but it's
Okay.
a reasonably
There we
important area of the globe.
Dude, it
Not
was
anywhere
pumping.
near
Greenland was pumping.
Greenland, but I think they should keep it. I don't know why they're doing it. Do they need money?
This guy is
Mr.
such a
President,
troll,
with your support to the Syrian government,
This
most
guy is-
probably you
this guy
avoided
is such a
another
troll.
civil war and a bloodshed in Syria, especially after the fall
I
of
did
the
a
got
good
two
regime.
job.
more
I
strikes
did a
left,
good
Trump.
job.
Two more
The
strikes to
Syrian
hit.
government the last 2 weeks had to use some force to
Affordability
implement
and
its
Golden Age,
force
Golden Dome.
on specific areas. And
Well,
with
to keep the prisoners, the terrorist prisoners, which are some of the worst in the world, at bay, so
Wow,
they were able
Karo's
to keep
cooked,
that.
huh?
He's working very
It's good
hard.
for
The
me.
president of Syria is working very, very hard. Strong guy, tough guy, pretty rough resume.
You wouldn't even
But
know
you're not going
Caroline's
to put
there.
a choir boy in there and get the job done. I spoke with him yesterday because we were talking about the prisons and what was going on. We have some of the worst terrorists in the world in those prisons, and he's watching them.
Syria.
Mr.
Go ahead.
President, Gavin
Syria?
Newsom is going to be at Davos if he's not already there. You're probably going to run into him. I presume that this is for him to raise his platform for 2028, but what do you anticipate his
Davos?
foreign policy platform is going to be?
Newsom.
I don't
Gavin
know. I
Newsom.
mean, I don't know that he's going to be the nominee. I know this. I had a very good relationship with Gavin Newsom when we were,
Not yet?
in office together. I was president. He was
Newsom?
the governor of California. We had a really. He would talk about it often, and somewhere we just went astray. I just hate the way California is being run. We actually have people leaving. It's never happened before, but I hate the way it's being run. He and I had a very good relationship. Really close to the word exceptional, but now we seem not to.
Thank you, President Trump. President Trump, you spoke earlier.
Mr. President. You've been hearing from allies.
Thank you.
No, about you.
Thank you so much, President Trump. Carol Castronova from Lindell TV. And you spoke earlier about the 2020 election. Now that Maduro is in U.S. custody and he was criminally charged, has any more information emerged that you could share with us regarding Venezuelan election software and Venezuelan ties to tampering
Venezuela
with
election?
the 2020 election? And would you consider speaking to Maduro personally in prison in New York
Speaking of
to
Maduro
get some
in
answers on
prison.
Venezuela's involvement with the 2020 election?
No, I don't think I would be doing that. I think my lawyers would be very unhappy if I did that. Yeah, they've learned some things. Please.
What happens to the tariff threat to Greenland if the Supreme Court comes out and rules against you on the tariffs? And
Well, I'll have to use something else. I mean,
are
look,
you willing to use force?
take a look at the word license. Take a look at other
Two
things.
more to
I
go,
mean, we
Trump.
have other alternatives. But what we're doing now is the best, the strongest, the fastest, the easiest, the least complicated.
Sir, if you move ahead with the Greenland-related tariffs on Europe, you secured almost $1 trillion of
say, who are you
commitments
with?
from them to
Not
invest
yet.
in the United States. Does that go kaput out the window
Who are you
if
with?
that happens?
I doubt it. Look, they need that agreement very badly with us. They really do. They fought very hard to get it. So I doubt that, but we'll see what happens. We have a lot of meetings scheduled on Greenland. I'm leaving tonight, as you know, for Davos. And we have a lot of meetings scheduled on Greenland.
There's him saying
And
Davos.
I think things are going to work out pretty well, actually.
And so
Thank you, Mr. President. Will you still go to Paris for the G7 emergency meeting as offered by President Macron?
No, I wouldn't do that. No. Because, you know, Emmanuel's not going to be there very long. And, you know, there's no longevity there. He's a friend of mine. He's a nice guy. I like Macron. But he's not going to be there very much longer, as you know. And I think, you know, I have meetings with the people that are directly involved, not some of the people you're talking about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
You know, I've never seen this room like this. Is this a celebration of the first year? Yes. Have you ever seen it? I've never seen this many. I hope we have a very good. I hope we have a very good structural floor. You know, this used to be a swimming pool. You're sitting over a swimming pool. I could see that happen. But we need a good structure here, don't we, huh? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Happy 1-year anniversary.
Thank you.
And my question is on Syria. The Kurds, as the most loyal U.S. partners, facing attacks by some Syrian elements within the Syrian government. What will you do to ensure the Kurdish rights protected and their effective forces against terrorism in Rojava, Syria continue as the Kurdish see you as a president does not abandon his alliance?
Well, I like the Kurds, but just so you
should be able to look them in
the
the
Kurds
eye
were
and
paid
say your
tremendous
question.
amounts of money, were given oil and other things, so they were doing it for themselves, more so than they were doing it for us, but we got along with the Kurds, and we are trying to protect the Kurds, that's correct.
He's got 2 more strikes to
Ahead
go,
of your
man.
speech
He's
in
gonna
Davos,
say it.
can you give us a preview of what we can expect as far as, you know, laying out the plans for Americans to be able to buy homes?
I think more than anything else, what I'm going to be speaking about is the tremendous success that we've had in 1 year. I didn't think we could do it this fast.
Don't say golden age.
Think of
man.
it, it's just now 12 months, and you know, I say it often, we have the most successful country in the world, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, and this country would have been absolutely stone cold dead.
Now we have the
And I'm
hottest.
going to be talking about it. I'm going to be, because, you know, a lot of them could use some of the advice as to what we did. They need energy. You take a look at their energy policy, they're going to destroy themselves
by the way,
with
they
what
start
they're
at
doing
1
with the
p.m.
windmills
It's
and
been
all the
2.5
nonsense.
hours.
They need energy help badly, or they're
2
going to be in
hours,
big
20
trouble,
minutes.
and they need immigration help badly. How much longer do you want to go?
Call with.
I do. I have a very
What's the clock
I have a
saying?
very important call with President Erdogan, who I like a lot.
Is he ending?
All right, one or two more questions.
1 or 2 more.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. During
Go
your
ahead,
second
please.
war,
Go ahead.
One
Thank
question
you,
about
Mr.
the
President.
critical
Red.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The red blouse. Go ahead.
You talked a lot at the beginning of this about the economy, some positive economic indicators. Polling shows a majority of Americans don't feel the economy is doing well. Are you worried you're making the same mistake as President Biden by
No,
telling
I
the...
hope I don't make the same mistake as him. Look, I inherited a terrible, it's a great question, because we inherited a terrible, terrible mess.
It is a great question, huh?
Between the border, between all the problems, the whole country was falling apart. And in 12 months, less than 12 months, in 12 months, we have the strongest border we've ever had. We have prices that are much, much lower than they were for the last. We inherited very high prices. We inherited, remember this, inflation was at a historic high. We had never had inflation like that. They say 48 years, but whether it's 48 years or ever, we had the highest inflation, in my opinion, that we've ever had. Prices, because of that, were very high.
Shoot.
I inherited. We
Is he
brought
gonna hit
down
it?
eggs immediately. Remember the first
my
news
gosh.
conference, they were screaming at me about eggs. I was in the position for 2 days, and we brought eggs down to lower than what they were before. And by the way, they continue that way. We brought the prices down from when I came into office and from what Biden had, way down. We're going to bring them down further. But the job we did is a miracle. One of the reasons I'm doing this today is to explain. We inherited a mess, and we've made it a beautiful, beautiful picture. Think of gasoline at $1.99 in many states. $1.99 a gallon. It was $4.50, $5, in some cases $6 or $7. We're at $1.99. And energy is so big that with energy, everything else comes down. But the prices are coming way down, and we're going to bring them down further. But we started up here with these guys. We inherited a country that was broken. We inherited a country, and I have a very warm spot. We've done very well with Venezuela. And by the way, that even in itself is going to help us bring down the oil prices. I mean, the Venezuelan oil,
affordability.
we've taken 50 million gallons of oil. We've taken 50 million barrels of oil out of Venezuela in the first 4 days. We've got millions of barrels of oil left. We're selling it on the open market.
Okay.
We're bringing down oil prices incredibly. And when they come down, and they've already come down, again, $1.99 a gallon for oil. Nobody thought they'd ever see it. All right, one or two more.
You dodged it. You dodged affordability there.
Go ahead, go. Yes.
President,
Yes.
I want to ask you about Iran. Is the military option
Iran?
still on the table? And can you assure us that the killing in Iran has stopped? And when regard to the Peace Council, which members have to pay $1 billion?
So with Iran, are you from Iran?
No, I cover the White House.
Where are you from?
I'm Palestinian American.
So with Iran, they were going to hang 837 people. And I let them be known that, and we let them know that if that happens, that will be a very bad day for them. And they decided not to do it. They didn't hang the people. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but supposedly they've taken.
This guy has said so much, yet
but
he
they were
said
gonna,
so
last week
little.
they were going to hang on Thursday,
Very true.
Wednesday. They were going to hang.
He
I
said
think,
so many words, yet
837
he said
people.
so little
And
substance.
they didn't hang anybody. So we're just going to have to see what happens with Iran. Is the military option off the table?
We're done? He's kind of looking.
Go ahead.
You.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, President.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Go ahead, I'll take your question.
Said he's picking
Thank you,
crazy.
Go ahead,
Mr.
right here.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised during your second inaugural to always put America first. I'm curious, how would you winning the Nobel Peace Prize improve the lives of average, everyday Americans? Why is this prize so important?
It wouldn't improve the lives of any. What improved the lives of people are people that are living. I saved probably tens of millions of lives in the wars. You know, if you add up the numbers, just if you look at any one of those wars, you're talking about millions of people. You multiply it times 8. But when you look at India and Pakistan, that could have been 10, 15, 20 million people. Could have been more than that. So I saved millions of people. So that to me is the big thing.
One more?
What?
Last question?
You suggested a moment ago that perhaps the reason why a positive story about the economy isn't getting through is because of, bad communications people. But are average Americans wrong to still feel high prices? And how much longer does the White House?
Dude, affordability
So I think
again.
a lot of people
gosh.
are listening to the fake news a little bit.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm not blaming anybody. I think I blame ourselves. I think we've done a much better job than we're able to promote. We're not promoting. We're doing a great job, and we're sort of letting the promotion take care of itself. One of the reasons I'm doing this news conference, I think it's important. We have taken a mess and made it really good. It's going to get even better. But if you look at prices from a
Affordability.
year or a
Oh
year
my
and a
gosh.
half ago, you look at the Biden prices, they were way up through the
Oh
sky.
my gosh.
And, they use the word affordability. They just say affordability, and they don't talk about it. They created the affordability
Yes,
problem.
sweep!
And we are solving it. We have solved a
Oh
lot
my
of it.
gosh,
Again,
look at this. Yes,
everybody
sweep.
agrees in this room, I think.
Oh my
Gasoline prices have come per gallon way down. When that happens, everything else comes down. But they've come down way down. Many of the groceries have come way down. It's all happening, and it's happening strong.
gotta
But if
screenshot
you
that.
go back a year and a half, 2 years, take a look at those prices and look at the prices now.
Mr. President, on Venezuela, you made a condition.
Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Hold!
You
Nice
made,
place.
thank
I
you.
only have
You
one.
made
I have
a
the
condition
last
that,
no.
The political prisoners.
Trump, please.
It seems
Please
that they
don't
are not
say
being
golden
as
age.
fast as they promised in the beginning. Would that be an issue for
Trump,
the current
I have
government?
They've
the
agreed
last.
that they're gonna let
No,
I
you
guess
hit
most of them
everything
have.
else.
Depends on what they did.
Hold!
They have released a lot of. They
Wrap
have
it
released a
up!
lot of political prisoners in Venezuela.
Wrap it up!
President, earlier on last year, you had mentioned
Greenland, you had indicated that you wanted to take back the Panama Canal. I know we've heard a lot about Greenland. Is that still on the table?
I don't want to tell you that. Sort of. I must say, sort of. That's sort of. Okay, one more. Yes, blonde.
Not say golden age.
Blue. Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead with the blue, holding the computer.
Holding
If the consequence of your determination to take control of Greenland is the ultimate breakup of the NATO alliance, is that a price you're willing to pay?
You mean the breakup of it's very
the
interesting.
NATO alliance.
question. So I think something's going to happen that's going to be very good for everybody. Nobody's done more for NATO than I have, as I said before, in every way. Getting them to go up to 5% of GDP was something that nobody thought was possible, and pay. At 2%, they weren't paying. At 5%, they are paying. And they're buying a lot of things from us, and they're giving them, I guess, to Ukraine. That's up to them, but they're giving them to whoever they're giving them to, but they're buying a lot. I think that we will work something out where NATO is going to be very happy and where we're going to be very happy. But we need it for security purposes. We need it for national security and even world security. It's very important. How about it?
He's still going. Trump, stop.
Last year, you told me that you believe that the reason you won the election is because God put you in this place so that you could save the world. Looking back 1 year, do you feel like God is proud of the effort that you've put
I
in?
do, actually. I think God is very proud of the job I've done. And that includes for religion. You know, we're protecting a lot of people that are being killed. Christians, and Jewish people, and lots of people are being protected by me that wouldn't be protected by another type of president. No, I think a lot of people are very proud of the job we've done. We've had an amazing year. This has been one of the greatest years.
Oh my God, do not
Even
say it.
some people that wouldn't necessarily love me
Do not call it a
instinctively,
golden
they're
age.
saying this was an incredible year. We've had an incredible year economically. Look at our border. Our border was a disaster.
Bro, I swear
People
to God, if
poured-
you say golden
It was an invasion into our country of a lot of very
Trump,
bad people. Good people too, but a lot of very bad people from prisons and drug dealers and gangs and horrible people, murderers, thousands and thousands of murderers allowed into our country. And we now have the strongest border of any
Oh my
country.
gosh.
There's probably not a country, I guess.
The
North
bid
Korea has a
wall
pretty
on
strong
yes
border,
has
by the way.
arrived.
There's not a country in the world that has a border like we do. And we took it from the worst border. We had the worst border in the world. Now we have one of the strongest borders in the world. One more question.
One more question.
You said you're confident something's going to get worked out in Greenland, but Greenlanders have made it clear they don't want to be part of the U.S.
Well,
What gives the U.S. the right to take
I
away
haven't
that
spoken.
self-determination?
When I speak to them, I'm sure they'll be thrilled.
One more question, he says. He keeps going. Keep going.
Mr. President, are you committed to keeping the U.S. in NATO?
I've had such a good relationship. I've made it so much better, so much stronger. It's so good now. NATO is so much stronger now. I don't agree with a lot of the things they've done, but that was done before I got there. I think NATO's been good. Sometimes it's overrated, sometimes it's not. But we have a strong NATO. When I came here, we had a weak NATO. We had a NATO at 2%, and they weren't paying. You had a nothing NATO.
Nothing NATO.
NATO's, whether you like it or not, it's only as good as we are. If NATO doesn't have us, NATO is not very strong.
Are we done?
Thank you.
Yes, no, behind you, please.
Thank you, President Trump.
Yes, go ahead.
Really appreciate it, sir. We heard a long
One
list of accomplishments from the
more
last year. Could
question.
you cherry pick the top 3? And then looking forward, what are your 3 most important priorities in 2026?
So I think the building of a really powerful military has been a great achievement, and that would include the Venezuela thing. That would include the attack on Iran and the wiping out of the nuclear threat. I think
Golden
that's
Dome.
been really amazing what we've done militarily. I think what we've done in business has been incredible. We have $18 trillion coming in.
Bro,
Plants are being
please
built
don't
all
say
over.
golden
Thousands of
age.
plants
Come
are
on.
being built all over
Come
the
on.
country. 18 trillion is a record. No country has ever come anywhere even close to that. I think that's a record. And I think that most favored nations for drugs is something that nobody thought they'd be able to get. Tariffs helped me there because the nations would have never gone along with it if I wasn't able to say if you don't go along with it, we're going to put a 10 or a 15 or a 20% tariff on your nation. And they went along. And our drug prices are going to come down
my
at
gosh.
numbers never even seen before,
Oh
never
my
even
gosh,
thought possible
golden
before.
age.
So those would be three things. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Trump finally off. Oh my gosh. Is he gonna pass the Caroline? Are we just done? Are we just done?
How was the game?
Caroline's leaving too! Yes! 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 Yay! Caroline leaves too. That's kind of just what I needed. No Caroline whatsoever. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump. Oh my gosh. Thank you, press. 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 Yo, what did we just do? What did we just do on that market, bro? So, the Trump one, we lost. We switched from yes China to no China, then lost. We hit on our national security, lost on no credit, because he said they don't give us credit. And we got the only no that survived. Golden Age no was the only thing he didn't hit. Oh my gosh, Trump went crazy for this press conference. So on the Trump market itself, we actually lost 54 bucks. But on the Caroline market, woo! She didn't talk at all. At all. What a play. I came in on stream. I was like, I'm just going to buy nose. I think Trump is going to yap. She's not going to get to talk. And that's exactly what happened. Oh my gosh. So we made 700 bucks on the Caroline market just buying nose. Complete blanket nose. So we made about 750 from the night. We will take that. We will take that. Okay. Generational Trump Y-Fest. Generational Trump Y-Fest. That is insane. Generational Trump Y-Fest. And a generational Caroline No Fest. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Alright. GG's, lads. GG's. 700 bucks on our little No Caroline meeting. We will take that. Thank you, Trump, for yapping your ass off. Thank you, Caroline, for not saying a word. We're 700 bucks richer. Let's go. Crazy Trump yap too. We got away with no golden age. The only no Trump somehow didn't hit. Alright. Thank you to my all-glorious leader, Donald J. Trump, for yapping. And thank you to my baby mama, Caroline Greasy Leavitt, for not saying a word. I love you both. I've got some love-hate relationships with Donnie and Caroline. But when you come up 700 bucks richer, you gotta love him a little bit, okay? The last meeting, I hated Caroline. Caroline took like 300 bucks from me. This time I just like when she doesn't talk. Let's go. Those are the easiest markets. When Caroline doesn't get to talk. Alright.